C2. Keith, welcome to another show and lots of postseason action, right?
Well, lots of good stuff. Better late than never. Had slipped the show back a little bit because of yesterday's tragic boat accident. Yeah. But we got some great championship stuff for you. We'll take you to the mats at Cole Fieldhouse for the State Wrestling Championship and a big Baltimore Hoop Showdown. But first, your Toyota highlights.
Yeah, Toyota highlights. We begin with the Catholic League basketball tournament Sunday at Goucher College in the semifinals, where number 2 Spalding took on number 4 St. Francis for the 4th time this season. After 3 losses in the first 3 games, St. Francis was hoping to break the Cavaliers' hex.
Will Wells, the head coach at St. Francis. Boy, they know quite a bit about Mike Glick's Spalding Cavaliers in white, but Spalding, his team trailed the entire game until the final minute. Mike urging his team on as the packed house watched one of the best games of the year. The two teams staged a tremendous shootout. Third quarter, St. Francis kicks it out number 11, Darnell Harris to Darren Good. He hits the 3, Panthers by 10. Other end, Jesse Brooks to Kevin Gallinet, cuts the lead to 6. But right at the end of the quarter, big play here, Jesse Brooks to Justin Castleberry, and that beats the third quarter buzzer right there.
Yeah, nice follow by Castleberry. He had 4 points in this game, Spalding down just 2 after 3 quarters.
Fourth quarter, again, the two teams shooting the lights out. St. Francis, number 24, Gordon Brown hits the 3. Panthers by 5. Other end, Marquise Sullivan, number 3 with the 3. The lead is 2. Other end, Darren Edwards to Darnell Harris, and Harris knocks down the big shot.
Great outside shooting by the Panthers. They hit 9 3-pointers. Darnell Harris led the way with 22 points.
Other end, Rudy Gay hits the 3. St. Francis back to 5.
Yeah, Rudy Gay held to just 2 points in the first half, but he exploded for 18 in the second half.
3 minutes left. St. Francis goes up 8 again. Darnell Harris to Gordon Brown to Gordon Chase. St. Francis up 63-55. Huge sequence here. Spalding down 9. Jesse Brooks to steal to number 15. Lawrence Dixon right there. Big play.
Yeah, Jesse Brooks added 8 points. He also had 3 steals. Kevin Gallinet, 9 big points for Spalding.
The league eventually cut to 2. Will Wells' club right back. Number 24, Gordon Chase. Back-to-back hoops right here. Gordon Chase, superb effort. But then Gay comes back, hits the shot. All right, this is Chaser. Watch this play. End to end, I tell you what, I love this guy. He continues to make big plays.
Beautiful job, nice spin on the ball. Gordon Chase, 24 points for St. Francis in this game.
Other end, Jesse Brooks inbounds to Marquise Sullivan, knocks down the 3, 67-66 Spalding with 25 seconds left.
Marquise Sullivan, 19 points, the first Spalding lead of the game.
Darnell Harris's drive puts St. Francis back up 1 with 13 seconds left. That sets up this, 10 seconds left. Mike Glick sets the play, and here it is. Jesse Brooks cut off nicely by Harris, kicks it out to Rudy Gay, who gets the roll.
Yeah, Rashawn Alexander of St. Francis did a superb job on Rudy Gay for 3 quarters. Still, Rudy Gay finished with 20 points.
St. Francis after the celebration, 3 seconds left. Darnell Harris for the win. Ooh, doesn't get it. And Spalding wins 70-68. Will Wells and Mike Glick, those two coaches worn out, hug each other right there. The win sets up Monday's championship game between Spalding and St. Joe. Hard, Sam, to top that.
And on to Monday's championship game at Goucher. It was number 1 Mount St. Joe, fresh off its win over Towson Catholic in the semifinal, taking on that Spalding team. Now, just as Spalding had St. Francis's number all season, Mount St. Joe had beaten Spalding 5 straight times over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, we'll take a look at Mike Glick's Spalding team again after the crowd really showing their allegiance. Both sections packed. Mike Glick's team in the red in this game. Jesse Brooks to number 5. Justin Castleberry, tough with the left hand right there. May have gotten away with a little travel. Cavaliers up 6. But Pat Clatchy's Gales forced to hang on in the first half, and they did behind Big Will Thomas. Greg Woody the miss, and check out number 52 with the rebound and put back right there.
Yeah, Big Will Thomas. He's going to give Rudy Gay a run for his money as player of the year. 12 points, 13 rebounds in this game.
Late second quarter, St. Joe, Kevin Mack the miss. Justin Castleberry gets it out to Jesse Brooks, and the Cavaliers run.
Yeah, Brooks scored 9 for Spalding. Castleberry added 5.
Mike Glick's club walked off the court at the half, up 23-20, feeling pretty good. Second half points were at a premium. Rudy Gay squares up on Will Thomas, hits the jumper. Spalding by 2.
Yeah, Rudy Gay scored 10 points in this game. The Cavaliers, though, scored only 10 points, 10 total points in the second half.
Fourth quarter, 2 big baskets by Greg Woody Jr. First on the feed from Brian Johnson.
Yeah, Woody scored 7 points, 5 during this sequence with 4 minutes left.
Then he knocks down the 3. St. Joe up 33-30 with 1:25 left. The St. Joe fans cannot believe it, and neither can Mike Glick, who basically says, what in the world happened? We're winning, now we're not. Well, the lid was on the basket for Spalding. Check this out. Marquise Sullivan, the miss. Kevin Gallinat and Rudy Gay can't control. Finally out of bounds off Spalding.
Yeah, Spalding hit on only 3 of 26 shots in the second half, 1 of 15 from three-point land.
It was 36-33 St. Joe. Brian Johnson with the miss. And here comes Jesse Brooks down for the game-winning opportunity. Rudy Gay misses. Lawrence Dixon with the rebound. He kicks it out to Marquise Sullivan. And finally, Courtney Thomas with the rebound. And that seals it. Spalding loses to St. Joe. Check out Will Thomas right there. 36-33. Sam, as you said, 6th straight win for St. Joe over Spalding.
That's Will Thomas with no jersey. He's the MVP of the tournament. Coach Pat Clatchy says he is he's the best player in Catholic League history now. And that's in the year when Rudy Gay's doing all he's doing.
Quentin Daly, Pete Budko.
I didn't say
no
it.
disrespect to Will Thomas. He's a tremendous player, but that is saying a lot.
Quick look at our boys basketball. Top 5 of the top 20. Number 3 Dunbar boys go 3-0, including a 46-44 win over number 6 Southern in the 1A South Region Final Saturday. On a layup at the buzzer by Byron Roundtree. Number 5 Walbrook goes 1-1, losing in the State 4A Region Finals to Woodlawn. More later on some other area boys teams that are headed for the state semifinals next weekend. On to the girls basketball. Friday in the state Class 4A North Region Final, number 4 Woodlawn hosted number 11 Westminster. Woodlawn came in with a 17-game win streak and 2 straight trips to the state semifinals. Yeah, the game was played at Woodlawn, where head coach Dwayne Burrs' Warriors riding a 17-game win streak. Westminster, coached so well by Kevin Lawrence, the Carroll County champs, ranked number 11. Their fans made the trip from Westminster to Woodlawn to support their club. Woodlawn in white, though, not kind host. Brittany Taylor to Rhonda Shelley. Again, the Warriors' balanced attack. Rhonda Shelley, 18 points. Tierra Wildy, 11 points. Yeah, and Tierra Wildy right here with the steal. Ahead to number 22, Brittany Taylor. All year, this team has been balanced and unselfish, and they were again today. Second half, or were again on this day. The Owls down 15. Kevin Lawrence challenges his team, and his team responds. Brittany Bear to number 22, Emily Bollinger. Good game for Emily Bollinger. She led Westminster with 18. Stephanie Sims added 10 for the Owls. Yeah, and Stephanie Sims spots up, hits the 3 right here. The lead is cut to 11, 34-23. It's Dwayne Burrs' turn to challenge his team, and like he's done all year, they listen. Candace Britton to Rhonda Shelley. The lead back to 13 for Woodlawn. Nice job there. That's one of 7 assists for Candace Britton. Nice bounce pass. She also had 13 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals. Great all-around game. And later, Rhonda Shelley again. Nice feed inside from Brittany Taylor, and Woodlawn continues to keep the pressure on. But Westminster gives Woodlawn all it could handle. The Warriors finally win 53-49 and move on to the semifinals. Yeah, Westminster now finishes the season 20-5. Woodlawn 23-3, and they're headed to UMBC for the Class 4A Final 4. All right, and another girls state region championship game on Friday. Number 9 Milford Mill hosted number 8 Western for the 1A South title. Milford Mill was trying to extend a streak of 6 straight trips to the state semifinals, while Western was trying to get back to the Final 4 for the first time since 2001. Yeah, this game was played at Milford Mill High School on Liberty Road. Don Graham's Western Doves looking to put a stop to that streak. The streak put together behind the tutelage of that young lady, Pam Wright, done a great job at Milford. First quarter, back and forth. Milford in white, number 22, Shauna Scott knocks down the 3. Shauna Scott led the way for Milford with 15 points, but Western was able to match Milford's pace, which a lot of teams couldn't do this season. Absolutely, and here it is, Ebony Dennis to Whitney Cunningham. It was back and forth, and Western was more than holding its own. Game like a chess match early. Defense the key. Chelsea Jeter the steal to Shauna Scott. To Chelsea Jeter, knocks in her own rebound right there. Yeah, Chelsea Jeter and Eugenia Carson combined for 19 points for Milford. And the Millers led by 7, but Western would lead it to half. Number 41, Beth Sloat, knocks down the 3 right there. Yeah, Beth Sloat led all scorers in this game with 16 points. Andrea Ben, her teammate, added 8. Yeah, Don Graham's Doves up 34-20 at the half. Third quarter, Western keeps up the pressure. Christina Barnes with the block.
Lakeisha Hicks to number 41, Beth Sloat again. She knocks down the 3. And Western's up 12 with 2 minutes left in the third. Milford makes one more run. Shauna Scott to Chelsea Jeter.
Yeah, Chelsea Jeter and Carlene Bryson added 9 points from Milford Mill, but unfortunately it wasn't enough on this day.
Yeah, Pam Wright's club cut the lead to 8 twice, but Western kept coming. Number 11, LaVon Woods, 2 of her 12, and Western wins 59-47.
Western 22-2 on the season, on to the Class 3A Final Four. Milford Mill 20-4, first time in 7 years. They won't be going to the girls basketball Final Four. Quick look at the girls basketball top 5, the top 20 coming up here. You see top ranker Rundle. They went 3-0 this week, and they advanced on to the state semifinals. You saw highlights of Woodlawn as they finished off a 3-0 week to advance to the state Final Four. Number 5, River Hill, the only other team among the top 5 in action this week. They go 2-1 as the Hawks fall to Gwynn Park in a region final, but there are several other teams, girls teams. City, Southside, and Lock Raven also won games on Friday, and they will be involved in state Final Four play next weekend. City, 18 straight wins, and Southside only their second varsity season, and they're in the state Final Four.
Yeah, Daphne Lee coaching that team so well. Great player at Walbro.
Yeah, all right, still much more to come here on the Replay Sun High School Sports Show, including a Big Hoops Region Championship match, but next up, we'll see our athletes of the week, so stick around.
Brought to you by your Toyota dealer, where 17 different models mean more choice and better value. Get the feeling, Toyota.
There are 39 reasons to buy a Toyota truck. Reason 16, Tundra has more standard V8 torque than any other full-size pickup. Reason 26, large 4-piston caliper front disc brakes for greater stopping power. Reason number 10, Tundra is rated a best buy in Consumer's Digest magazine. Reason 1, for utility comfort and value, you can't beat Toyota's legendary quality and toughness. There are lots of reasons to buy a Tundra right now. This has only been a few of them. See your Toyota dealer and find the one that's best for you.
There's a hospital in Maryland where in 1920, doctors first showed the world surgery could be performed on the heart. Hospital whose pioneering excellence continues today, with doctors developing advanced videoscopic procedures to reduce pain and recovery time. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Over 8 million drivers feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move, or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Now it's time to meet this week's athletes of the week. This week's female athlete of the week is Faith Happel of Arlington Baptist. Last week, Faith led the Eagles to 2 titles in the IAAMC Conference and the Maryland Christian Schools Division I. For the entire season, she averaged a double-double. This week's male athlete of the week is Doug West of Old Mill. Last week, Doug captured his 4th Class 4A 3A East Region crown with a 5-1 decision over Broadneck's Mike Backus. The victory gave Doug his 136th career win, tying him with Adam DiCosamamo as the school's all-time leader. Congratulations to both of our athletes of the week, and unfortunately, Doug could not be here with us today, but that gives Faith a lot more time to talk to us. So, Faith, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, let's start out and talk about the tournament you won. We talked about 2 of them, the C Conference for the IAAM, the Maryland Christian Schools Tournament, but you guys also won the Mid-East Region Christian School title this past week, after you won the Athlete of the Week award. So it's actually 3 championships for this Arlington Baptist team and a 27-0 record. Talk to us real quick about these 3 tournaments and just about your performances in them.
Well, the first one, the C Conference championship, was we won the one last year, so we kind of just wanted to win it again to prove that we were better than a C Conference team. And everybody put in their part in that game. And then the Maryland Christian School Tournament, that was against Chapelgate, and they're kind of our rivals, so we definitely wanted to win, and everybody chipped in their parts in that game too. It was a tough game the whole time. I think the only got ahead by 2 or 4 points the whole game, and then we pulled ahead by 5 at the end.
Okay, and then you had the Mid-East Region Christian School Tournament, which was just this past week, and that was played where?
That was played at Granite Baptist.
Okay, and you needed to win how many games to get that championship?
3.
So you guys have had a heck of a streak in the postseason winning these championships, and it's great that you've gone, unbeaten 27-0 for the whole season. Let's move on and talk a little bit more specifically about you. This season, you averaged 24 points, a little over 15 rebounds, and you were MVP in the Maryland Christian School Tournament and the Mid-East Region Christian Schools Tournament. Talk to us a little bit about your style of play and how you earned those MVP awards.
My style of play is I like to run a lot. I'm constantly moving up and down the court, and I work the inside a lot. Because of my height, for my high school, I'm the post or the center, but for colleges, I'd be probably a guard. But so I play the kind of big person on my team, and we work the ball in, and I get a lot of rebounds pretty much because I'm on the inside. So and then we run a fast break.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the team again. 4 starters back from last season. You guys go 27-0. Like you said, you won the C-Conference title last season. How much pressure was there on you guys to repeat this season, and what was it like all season being unbeaten? And just every game, everybody's got the bullseye on you.
Yeah, it was pretty a little nerve-wracking because you knew everybody wanted to beat us because we're undefeated. But this year, we just really nothing was going to stop us from doing the best that we could, and because we had that goal to be undefeated, and that's what my coach told us. Shirley Kemp told us at the beginning. Well,
Faith, great job. 3 tournament championships, a 27-0 record. That's outstanding. Congratulations. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sure. Stay with us. We're going to be right back with highlights from the state wrestling tournament.
There are 39 reasons to buy a Toyota truck. Reason 19, Toyota Tacoma 4x4 has the highest ground clearance in its class. Reason 22, Tacoma has one of the highest standard towing capacities in its class. Reason number 16, up to 190 horsepower. Outstanding power for pulling or passing. Reason number 1, for utility, comfort, and value, you can't beat Toyota's legendary quality and toughness. There are lots of reasons to buy a Tacoma right now. This has only been a few of them. See your Toyota dealer and find the one that's best for you.
People from all over America come to a hospital in Maryland to leave dialysis behind. A hospital where caring surgeons and nurses have led the world's most successful live donor kidney transplant program to a remarkable success rate. A hospital where videoscopic surgery allows loved ones and friends to donate easily and walk out in just a day or 2. Who's leading the way to this new medical tomorrow? University of Maryland Medicine.
There are 39 reasons to buy a Toyota truck. Reason 16, Tundra has more standard V8 torque than any other full-size pickup. Reason 26, large 4-piston caliper front disc brakes for greater stopping power. Reason number 10, Tundra is rated a best buy in Consumer's Digest magazine. Reason 1, for utility, comfort, and value, you can't beat Toyota's legendary quality and toughness. There are lots of reasons to buy a Tundra right now. This has only been a few of them. See your Toyota dealer and find the one that's best for you.
Tired of waiting in line? Then start banking online with Baltimore County Savings Bank. Visit baltcosavings.com, click the online banking link, and start paying bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more, all from the convenience of your home, 24 hours a day. No checks to write, stamps to buy, or lines to wait in. So stop banking in line and start banking online when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank, FDIC insured.
This week's For the Record recognizes Mount St. Joe wrestler Mac Lunas, who took the 152-pound crown in the National Prep Tournament on February 28th. Lunas, a past Athlete of the Week, recorded 3 pins, 2 major decisions, and a decision en route to winning the title. He was 47-2 overall this season. The Gales finished 2nd in the tournament. Congratulations to Mac Lunas and the entire Mount St. Joe team. More wrestling. Saturday, the 2nd and last day of the state wrestling tournament, was held at Cole Fieldhouse. Owings Mills in Class 1A-2A was trying to win its 2nd straight and 6th overall team title. In Class 3A-4A, Old Mill was trying to win its 2nd straight team title and 8th overall. In addition, 14 area wrestlers are trying to complete unbeaten seasons.
As Sam said, the final switch this year to Cole Fieldhouse from Western Maryland College. We begin at 130 pounds. Huge showdown between Doug West of Old Mill in the blue jersey, Corey Lawson of Woodlawn in the red. Third period, Corey Lawson with the takedown.
Yeah, Corey Lawson with the takedown there. Doug West ranked at 130. Corey Lawson ranked number 3 heading into the final minute. Corey Lawson wins by decision here, 5-4, and Lawson goes on to win a state title.
Yeah, Corey Lawson hands Doug West his first loss of the year. We'll see the end of this match, and Doug West is shocked that he did not win.
Yeah, he should be. Corey Lawson, as I said, he went on and lost in the final, 9-8 in 2 overtimes. Tough loss to Aaron Savine of Walt Whitman.
Yeah, you see Corey Lawson, hats off, though. Tremendous tournament. Guy Pritzker's Owings Mills Eagles, as Sam said, won their 6th overall championship. And yesterday's semifinals, they were smoking at 140. Sasha Bender took care of business.
Sasha Bender, ranked number 2 at 140, goes on to a 9-2 win here over Jeff Short in Walkersville. In the final, he wins a 4-2 decision over Brad Dreyer. Bender, 37-0, did not lose a match this season.
That is tremendous. You see Sasha right there shaking hands. Well done, Sasha Bender. At 119, Corey Bowers of Chesapeake in the dark blue jersey. Chesapeake of Anne Arundel against Justin Hughes of Westminster.
Yeah, Corey Bowers ranked at number 1 at 119, ends this match with a pin to remain unbeaten.
Yeah, Coach Rex Miller looking for some help, divine help. Chesapeake was 22 points behind heading into the semis, but Corey Bowers gets it done here.
Bowers wins by technical fall, 20-5 over Andrew Maury of South River. Bowers, another one unbeaten on the season, 32-0.
At 135, North Carroll's Tim Hutchins in the red remained red hot, upending Zach Jones of La Plata, unbeaten coming in.
Hutchins ranked 3rd at 135, handed Dan April of Churchill his first loss last night, hands Jones his first loss today. Hutchins, though, lost in the final by a 6-3 decision to Sonny Nucci of Bethesda Chevy Chase.
Boy, this is just some tremendous all-around. This is later on. This is Alex Frenchcook of Pikesville defeating Reuben Gill of Francis Scott Key, and Alex of Pikesville gets the job done at 112
Alex
pounds.
wins a 2-1 decision over Mike Long of Hartford Tech. Paczynska 34-3 on the season. Owings Mills won the Class 1A 2A title for the 2nd straight year and 6th time overall. Owings Mills' Rob Cooper joins teammate Sasha Bender with a state title. Mike Kessler and Eric Fischel placed 2nd for the Eagles. In Class 4A 3A, Hammond's Vince Tawil won his 4th state title, joining Aberdeen's Matt Slutsky and Owings Mills' Steve Kessler as the state's only 4-time champs.
Now, area champs at Class 1A 2A were Delaney's James Knox, Chesapeake's from Anne Arundel County, Corey Bowers, Towson Scott Steele, Broadneck's Tyler Moyer, Kenwood's Mason Krumholtz, and Glen Burnie's Justin Neal. In Class 3A 4A, Old Mill failed to win a 2nd straight team championship, placing 11th overall. Other individual state champs from Class 3A 4A, Hartford Tech's Mike Taylor, South Carroll's Andrew Winfield and Tim Ferguson, Joppatown's Jeremy Navarre, Liberty's Chris DeVelvis, and Keys' Tom Rush, Pikesville's, as we just saw, Alex Prezenchuk.
Yeah, great showing by area teams.
Absolutely.
All right. Saturday, number 11, Douglas hosted number 14, Randallstown, in one of 3 matchups on the day that featured teams from Baltimore City versus teams from Baltimore County and the State Region Basketball Championships. In the other 2 matchups, Baltimore County teams prevailed.
Yeah, this game was played at Randallstown High School, where the Rams, under head coach Kim Rivers, have been all but unbeatable. Douglas Ducks back in the region finals for the 4th straight year. 3rd quarter, Douglas in blue, down 1, playing some long ball. Trey Smith with that one, Ducks up 2.
Yeah, Jermaine Bolden pumped in 17 for Douglas. Anthony Bagling led Douglas with 21 points.
Yeah, Bolden hits that 3. Rodney Cofield's Ducks led by 5 in the 4th quarter. You see number 31, Jermaine Bolden. Rodney, of course, a disciple from Bob Wade, played for Bob. Randallstown, though, comes back. Proud champs they have been. Number 33, Antonio Mullins. The lead is back to 3. Other end, Douglas answers. Trey Love to Divine Morris to Trey Smith on the baseline.
Trey Smith, great job off the bench with 10 points for Douglas. Big game.
Yeah, real big game. But Kim Rivers' club answers. Big number 00 will eventually get this. Off the fast break, the feed to number 00, Lewis Birdsong. Remember Otis Birdsong from the Houston Cougars?
Great passing, great running by Douglas. By Randallstown. Lewis Birdsong led Randallstown with 12 points. Dominic Venable added 15.
Trey Love knocks down both ends of the 1-and-1, and that's how the Ducks win it from the foul line.
Yeah, Trey Love, Charles Connolly hit some big shots. All year, the Ducks assess a team effort.
And yesterday, no different. 60-55, Douglas wins their their Class 3A showdown with Randallstown.
Yeah, and Douglas on his way to the state Final Four. Also, let's give credit to Glen Burnie.
Yes.
They beat Thomas Stone. Trail 16-15 and a half, 158-29. They're on to the Final Four. Woodlawn also on to the Final Four with a win over Lake Clifton. Lansdowne on to the Final Four with a win over Edmondson. And Dunbar on to the Final Four with a win over Southern.
Yeah, 2 buzzer beaters, I
Two
believe.
buzzer beaters.
Man.
Byron Roundtree layup the buzzer for Dunbar, and Brendan Carr tip at the buzzer for Woodlawn in its win over Lake Clifton. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some final thoughts.
With today's low interest rates, there's never been a better time to come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. If you're buying or refinancing a home, no one makes it easier than the professionals at Baltimore County Savings Bank. We offer a variety of flexible mortgage plans designed for every need. Call today or log on to baltcosavings.com to check today's low rates. You'll get more from your home when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. FDIC insured, equal housing lender.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move. Or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
With round-the-clock service, you'll feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
There are 39 reasons to buy a Toyota truck. Reason 19, Toyota Tacoma 4x4 has the highest ground clearance in its class. Reason 22, Tacoma has one of the highest standard towing capacities in its class. Reason number 16, up to 190 horsepower. Outstanding power for pulling or passing. Reason number 1, for utility, comfort, and value, you can't beat Toyota's legendary quality and toughness. There are lots of reasons to buy a Tacoma right now. This has only been a few of them. See your Toyota dealer and find the one that's best for you.
For game schedules, athlete of the week profiles, and anything else you want to know about high school sports, just check us out at baltimoresun.com.
And if you have a sports question on your mind, all you have to do is email us at replaybaltimoresun.com. And Sam, state basketball championships coming up this week down at UMBC and Comcast Center area, well represented.
Yeah, 11 teams overall, 5 boys, 6 girls. I'm excited about the Southside girls in their second varsity season ever in the championship, and City, only their second varsity season ever in the championship. That's it with this week's edition of Replay Sun High School Sports Show. For Keith Mills, I'm Sam Davis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
A detective in the 15th precinct with a bad attitude, and his name's not Sipowicz.
That was the last interview you're going to do.
New Blue ABC Tuesday, viewer discretion advised.
The people in this car never expected their lives to be turned upside down by a negligent or drunk driver. Now they have devastating injuries, lost wages, and bills. Insurance companies and their lawyers will look out for the negligent driver, but you need someone to look out for you. Call Sines, Kirk, and Miles at 1-800-LAWYERS. For more than 30 years, we've been protecting the interest of injury victims. Let's talk about it, because if you have a phone, you have a lawyer.
Passport Health is the leader in travel immunization services. Whether vaccinating our troops and foreign dignitaries for overseas service, responding to recent bioterrorism crisis, or protecting you and your family for your international trip, you can count on Passport Health. All immunizations are done on premises by licensed medical professionals. You don't need to be traveling abroad to benefit from Passport Health. Ask about our on-site flu clinics. Passport Health. Call 410-727-0556 or visit us online at passporthealthusa.com for a location near you.
Time and Temp is brought to you by the Bob Bell Automotive Group.
Hello and welcome to the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis of the Sun. With me, my co-host Keith Mills, sports anchor here at ABC2. Keith, welcome to another show. If you know anybody who had a team playing in the state championships, I'm pretty sure we might have some highlights of them.
Absolutely, some great highlights. And as you well know, with Maryland playing later against Duke, March Madness is here on replay. Plenty of championship finals, but first, our Toyota highlights.
Yeah, our Toyota highlights. We began at the Comcast Center in College Park with a state boys Class 4A semifinal. Number 4 Woodlawn was making its first trip to the Final Four since 1989 and 4th overall. The Warriors were the area's hottest team with an 18-game win streak as they met Springbrook of Montgomery County.
Yeah, the game played at Comcast Center, home of Gary Williams' Terrapins. Eddie Green was a senior at Poly in 1980 time, the last time Woodlawn played in the state semis. He's coaching Woodlawn now. This is Keith Adams, coach of Springbrook, in its 8th state final. And they feature one of the state's premier players, number 42, Follerin Campbell, with the steal and dunk.
Yeah, Follerin Campbell, nice rise there. He's headed to Clemson, led Springbrook in this game with 26 points.
Blue Devils by 8 after 1. They led by 10 in the second quarter. Woodlawn gets back behind number 30, Jason Good.
Jason Good, good inside job all season for the Woodlawn team. He comes to the rescue, finished with 15 points and 9 rebounds.
Hits the jumper there. Eddie Green's Warriors now up 26-25 and playing well. By the end of the half, they were down 4. Lance Fuller with a sweet crossover. The transfer from Gibbons hits the shot. Big one there, beats the buzzer.
Lance Fuller scored 10 points for Woodlawn. He's their senior leader.
As they walk off at halftime, Woodlawn is down 1. Springbrook led 31-20, 31-30 at the half, stretched the lead to 5. Lance Fuller again rebounds his own miss. Nice feed inside right there to Jason Good. Springbrook then comes back. They kept the pressure on. Daryl Norris steal to number 15, Lewis Brookins.
Lewis Brookins, the only other Springbrook player in double figures. He finished with 11.
It was 50-45 Springbrook heading into the 4th. Woodlawn takes the lead. Number 10, Jordan Brown, the spin, the basket. It's 55-54 Springbrook. Woodlawn fans and Jordan Brown are feeling it. Warriors get it back. They swing it to number 3. Keith Mallory hits the shot. 56-55 Woodlawn.
Yeah, Keith Mallory tough in the clutch all season for the Warriors, finished with 11 points.
1:20 left. Springbrook by 2. Lance Fuller to Good to Brandon Carr.
Brandon Carr won the Lake Lifton game last week with a buzzer beater, finished with 16 points and 8 rebounds in this game.
It's tied at 58. Huge play here. Fuller and Mallory. Great double team on Campbell. Called for the foul. Campbell hits the second free throw right here. Makes it 59-58 Springbrook. Eddie Green calls timeout with 11 seconds left. You see him diagramming a play. Here it comes. They get it to Lance Fuller, working on Campbell. Just misses the shot. Brandon Carr and Keith Mallory battle for the rebound, but Campbell comes down with it as time runs out, and a tough way for the season to end for Woodlawn. Springbrook wins 59-58.
Yeah, Woodlawn finishes the season 22-4. Springbrook 24-3. They're on to the state championship game played last night against Northwestern at the Comcast Center. Well, you have to go all the way back to 1961 to find the last time a Glen Burnie team made it to the state title game. But you only have to go back to last season to find the last time the Gophers missed a chance to end that drought as they lost in the state semifinals. Thursday, number 7 Glen Burnie had another chance to end that drought, taking on Prince George's County's Northwestern in a Class 4A state semifinal.
In the Comcast Center, loaded with Glen Burnie fans for this one. Mike Rudd's Gophers looking to make their first final, as Sam said, since 1961. Northwestern High PG County coach now by Anthony Dickens, once the home of one Leonard Bias. Now, like then, the Wildcats have some talent. Number 44, Leslie McKinstry with that jumper.
Leslie McKinstry, one of 4 Northwestern players in double figures in this game. He scored 11.
It was 6-0 before Glen Burnie scored. Mitch Guest and Dwayne Nelson to put back the game is tied. Guest and senior Brandon Albert again led Glen Burnie. Second quarter, Guest hits the 3, and he's been doing it all year.
Yeah, Mitch Guest with 13 points in his second state semifinal. Brandon Albert led the way for the Gophers with 17 points.
And here's 2 of them here. Aaron Wright to miss, and watch number 55, the big guy. Man, tough inside.
Tough work on the boards there.
Absolutely. Mike Rudd's Gophers up 32-29 at the half and controlling the tempo. Coach Rudd, boy, has to feel good. Fourth quarter, Northwestern led by 1. Number 32, Jeff Green, just took the game over. great quickness and footwork on the baseline.
Jeff Green, a 6'8 senior. He's headed to Georgetown, finished this game with 14 points.
Later, number 32 again. It's great to see the state championships because you see some of these players you've heard about but haven't seen. But we see Green again, the steal and dunk. The fans love it. Anthony Dickens watched Green lead the Wildcats to a 53-46 lead. And Dickens' club are feeling it. But Glen Burnie had another run left. They won the Anne Arundel County Championship for a reason. Big number 55, Brandon Albert, inside.
Albert again, the 6'7 senior. He's headed to Virginia to play football, but didn't want his career to end here.
1:20 left. Gophers down 6. Chris Schrader with a steal. One of the only plays he made all game. It was a big one. 58-54.
Chris Schrader, Dwayne Nelson, Aaron Wright, and Scott Matthews all contributed to Glen Burnie's desperation run down the stretch.
Gophers still down 4. Mitch Guest drives. It's 58-56 Northwestern with 14 seconds left. The Gophers get it back. They call timeout. Like Eddie Green, Mike Rudd calls the play for his main man, Mitch Guest. Watch Jeff Green come out of nowhere to block the shot as time runs out, and Northwestern wins by 2. Almost a carbon copy, Sam, of the Woodlawn game.
Yeah, that's right. Glen Burnie now finished the season at 23-4. Northwestern on to play Springbrook, as we said earlier, in the 4A championship last night at the Comcast Center. Friday night, number 15, Lansdowne squared off against South Hagerstown in the Class 2A state semifinal. The Vikings were trying to reach only their second state title game ever. To get there, the Vikings would have to come up with a solution for South Hagerstown. David Miner, who was averaging 35 points a game.
Also a tremendous football player, David Miner. Doug Goff, a tremendous job coaching Lansdowne, thanks to a couple of seniors who stepped up Friday night. Lansdowne in the dark. Chris Gilliam to Barry Cornish right there.
Barry Cornish, strong game, 18 points and 6 rebounds to lead Lansdowne.
Hagerstown answers. David Miner to Charlie Johnson. The game is dead even at 14 after 1, but Miner scored just 15 points. Second quarter again, the Vikings to their leading scorer, Greg Brown to Barry Cornish, slashing right there.
Greg Brown, 3 assists for Lansdowne. Also pulled down 7 rebounds, and Mike Carter chipped in with 11 points.
Hagerstown answers. David Miner inside to big number 55, Jesse Gutenunst. Or Gutekunst, I should say.
Monster game for the 6'8 senior. And I'm not going to try to say his name. 16 points and 15 rebounds.
Jesse, that's what we'll call him. Rebels led at the half. Gene Johnson. It's 27-24 South Hagerstown. Second half, Lansdowne. Great ball movement to number 44, Chris Gilliam. Cornish, great bounce pass to Gilliam, big number 55 there.
Gilliam, 6'7 senior, 9 points and 8 rebounds as he battled Jesse Gutekunst inside.
Better you than me. Hagerstown answers. Gene Johnson, the fadeaway. 1 point lead late in the third quarter, but Lansdowne goes on a run. Chris Gilliam kicks it out to Greg Brown. Vikings up 44-38.
Greg Brown added 11 points. John Jarbo, 7 points for the Vikings.
And here's 2 of John Jarbo's shots, a big one. Greg Brown from the point to Jarbo at the foul line, knocks it down, and the Vikings crowd can taste their first state final in 34 years. End of the game, Lansdowne up 56-52. Greg Brown misses the free throw. And though they're down 4, the long desperation shot means nothing. Lansdowne wins 56-52 to earn a berth in last night's Class 2A final against Friendly.
Yeah, Lansdowne 22-4 after that win. Unfortunately, in the final last night, they lose to Friendly 84-58. We're going to look at the boys basketball top 5 here. Not a lot of action among the top 5 of the top 20. Number 1, St. Joe. Number 2, Spalding. They'll be in action later this week in the Alhambra tournament across First State. Number 3, Dunbar goes 2-0, wins the state title. We got highlights of that for you later on, so stick around. And also, you saw number 4, Woodlawn's loss in the state semifinals. Number 5, St. Francis. Their season is already over. All right, throughout the 1980s, no team dominated City girls basketball like Western. When the city joined the state association in 1992, it was assumed the Dubs would start racking up state titles. But you have to go all the way back to 1995 for the last time the Dubs won a state title. Thursday, they met Montgomery County's Paint Branch in the Class 3A semifinal.
Yeah, Western coached now by Don Graham. State champs in 94 and 95 under Breezy Bishop. Now, versus Paint Branch team with a wicked 1-2 punch. There's one of them, number 32, Ashley Alexander. 9-2 Paint Branch midway through the first. Second part of that punch, you see the Paint Branch fans from Montgomery County made the trip to UMBC, is number 33, Amy Dodd.
Amy Dodd, nice layup there. Amy Dodd, 6'2 junior, led the Panthers with 21 points.
Heather Podesek's club led 14-2. Western battles back behind Brittany Cunningham and number 20, Zandria Ben.
Zandria Ben, just a sophomore, scored 12 points for Western in this game. Don Graham's club down just 6 at the half.
Third quarter, they cut it to 3. First possession, Levon Woods with the 3. It's 28-25, a brand new ball game. Later in the third, Paint Branch goes on a 9-2 run. Number 32, Ashley Alexander, the steal and layup.
Ashley Alexander, like Amy Dodd, just a junior, poured in 20 points for Paint Branch.
It was 39-27 Paint Branch, led by 12 after 3 quarters. Again, Western battles back. Ebony Dennis, number 12, off the steal. Left-handed layup, the lead is cut to 5.
Ebony Dennis, also just a sophomore. She also scored 12 points. Levon Woods added 9.
Again, the Paint Branch coach not happy. Or with this, Levon Woods to Zandria Ben, 45-42 with 1 minute left. It would be Western's final points of the game. 47-42 Paint Branch. Ebony Dennis' shot is blocked by Amy Dodd, and Sam, you'll never believe who scores. Amy Dodd on the other end gets the foul. Paint Branch fans cheer. A 51-42 win. Western's outstanding season comes to an end.
Yeah, Western 22-3 on the season. Paint Branch on to play Gwynn Park in the state Class 2A championship. All right, Friday night at UMBC in the girls state Class 2A semifinals. Number 14, City College, fresh off its first ever city title and regional title, and with a 21-game win streak, took on Frederick County's Walkersville. Walkersville came in as the defending state 2A champion, winner of 45 straight games.
George Petriti's known more as City's football coach. What a great job he's done in getting the girls to the state semis.
If you had to bet money, you would have bet he'd got a football team there before a girls basketball team.
Walkersville, number 12, Ronetta Walker. The Lions up 27-13 in the first quarter, and the start has Lion fans dancing in the aisles, let me tell you. They're dancing in the aisles. Third quarter, City starts the comeback behind number 15, Madej Bailey. It's 27-20 Walkersville.
Yeah, no player for City scored double figures. Bailey scored 4 points for the Black Knights.
City again on the inbounds played Danielle Brown, her only basket of the game. And later, City again off the trap. Number 24, Brandy Matthews, will get it off the steal, spot up, and hit the 3.
Yeah, Brandy Matthews led City with 8 points. You see 3 of them coming here. 9 different players scored for the Engineers.
Boy, crazy play there.
The Knights.
Yeah, kicks it out. Matthews hits the 3, and City right back in the game. But then Walkersville comes out playing like the champions they are. Ronetta Walker off the fast break.
Walkersville, the defending Class 2A champs, led by Chelsea Trott with 13 points in this game.
And 3 of them here on the back-breaking three-pointer. Walkersville wins 46-33. Back-to-back state crowns for the Lady Lions.
Yeah, City finishes the season 22-3. Walkersville 26-0. They met Potomac Saturday in the 1A championship. We're looking at the girls basketball top 5, the top 20. See top ranker Arundel. They go 2-0 and win the state title. Highlights of that for you later on. Also, you saw number 4 Woodlawn. They have a 1-1 week loss in the semifinals. Number 5 Western in the state semifinal. They lose to Paint Branch, St. Francis, Roland Park. They are done for the season. Correction, number 5 number 4 Woodlawn lost to Arundel in the state championship. Right. And we got highlights of that for you later on.
Yeah, we're also going to have much more coming up. Boys and girls state championship finals. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Brought to you by your Toyota dealer, where 17 different models mean more choice and better value. Get the feeling. Toyota.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
Hey! What I like about you!
Values like Toyota Camry. It's America's #1 new car choice. Every one is loaded with standard features, gets great gas mileage, and now there's great deals on thousands of Camrys. Check out the all-new Solara, too. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
Hey!
At the University of Maryland Medical Center, acclaimed neurologists and neurosurgeons are treating advanced Parkinson's disease with a revolutionary new procedure. In the operating room of the future, surgeons will navigate the deepest regions of the brain to provide major symptom relief with minimum side effects. Soon it will happen here, where the future of medicine is just around the corner. University of Maryland Medicine, the miracle of it all.
Round-the-clock service, you'll feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move. Or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Now it's time to meet this week's Athletes of the Week. This week's Female Athlete of the Week is Candace Britton of Woodlawn. Last week, Candace came up big for the Warriors to lead them to a second straight region title. In the regional final against Westminster, she dished out 11 assists. This week's Male Athlete of the Week is Andrew Winfield of South Carroll. Last week, Andrew beat Owings Mills' Eric Fischel to capture the 171-pound state class 2A1A championship. The victory improved his record to 30-0, helping the Cavs to a third-place finish. Congratulations to both our athletes. Now, unfortunately, Candace could not be with us today. However, we'd like to thank Andrew for coming, and welcome to Replay.
Thank you very much.
Andrew, let's start out. Let's go back to take you back a week or so to the state championship and that big matchup at 171 pounds in Class 1A, 2A, where you with a 29-0 record go up against 39-0 Eric Fischel of Owings Mills. You're ranked #1 in the state. He's ranked #2. Big showdown. Talk to us about your strategy in that match and just how that match went for you guys.
Just went out there to wrestle my match. You know, you can't go out there like thinking what's he gonna do, because then he's gonna put his game plan on you, and then you might find yourself in some trouble. So I just went out there and wrestled smart and wrestled like I usually do.
Okay. Andrew, let's talk about the South Carroll team this year. You guys third in the state this year, second in Carroll County. You won the region tournament, lost in the dual regionals, and you only had about 2 dual losses all season. Talk to us about how you feel like your team did this year. You guys overachieve, underachieve? What do you think?
We did all right. I think we could have done a little bit better, but you know, giving up, we had a couple spots that we couldn't fill. So the kids that we had did a real great job, and we had a couple young guys this year, and they stepped in the lineup real well. So. Okay.
This past week, you were involved in the All-Star Wrestling event at River Hill. You went 2-0, kind of solidified yourself as the undisputed champion at your weight class, 171. Talk to us about that event and what you did.
Well, I got to wrestle the guys that won the 3A, 4A states and the private school states, and kind of gave me like the overall champion of that 171. So it felt real great, you know, because they didn't have to like share the title with anybody. It was all for myself. So.
Great, Andrew. Again, thank you for being here on the show. Congratulations on your state championships. Also want to mention you won the state semifinal South Carroll football team that lost to Aberdeen in the state semifinals, but did an excellent job. Thanks again for being here on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more highlights and some major state basketball championships.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
You're gonna like the values on Toyota trucks. There's great deals now on full-size Tundras, including V8s and all-new double cabs. Maybe you'd like a great deal on any tough Tacoma, including extra cabs and double cabs. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
This is the operating room of the future at the University of Maryland Medical Center, where renowned surgeons are working with leading technology companies to bring medicine into the 21st century. Here, the largest of heart surgeries are being performed through the smallest of holes. Doctors are performing cardiac microsurgeries once thought impossible. And it's all happening here, where the future of medicine is just around the corner. University of Maryland Medicine, the miracle of it all.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
Now's the time for great deals on Corolla. It's the biggest, best-equipped Corolla ever. Gets great gas mileage, and now it's America's top-selling compact car. Get a great deal on Matrix or take home a luxurious Avalon. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
Tired of waiting in line? Then start banking online with Baltimore County Savings Bank. Visit baltcosavings.com, click the online banking link, and start paying bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more, all from the convenience of your home, 24 hours a day. No checks to write, stamps to buy, or lines to wait in. So stop banking in line and start banking online when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank, FDIC insured.
Welcome back to the show. All season, the number 4 Woodlawn and number 1 Arundel girls basketball teams eyed each other like two prize fighters climbing the rankings, knowing one would have to beat the other to win a title. Saturday at UMBC in the Class 4A championship, they finally met. The Warriors were playing in their second straight state title game, while the Wildcats were trying to win their third straight title overall.
Yeah, the game played at UMBC, and Sam, Arundel may have won the game in the first 8 minutes. Number 23, Anna Baker to Janae Butler, hits the shot. 8-0 Wildcats.
Arundel hit 11 of 15 shots and forced 8 turnovers in the first 8 minutes.
Crazy sequence here. Number 11, Alex McGuire with the steal. She goes end to end and watch the left-handed layup, but watch Woodlawn come back the other way. Brittany Taylor, number 22, talk about concentration, but all this did, and the foul, was make it 29-8 Arundel after the first quarter. Oh, man. Second quarter, more Arundel. Baker, who was brilliant today, to Alex McGuire. She misses, gets her own rebound, and banks it in.
Alex McGuire, after the week earlier this year, Alex had 34 points, including 18 of 18 from the foul line.
Woodlawn comes back here. Rhonda Shelley with the putback.
Brittany Taylor led Woodlawn with 22. Rhonda Shelley added 15.
The lead is cut to 14, but Arundel again comes back. Baker, great feed to Latavia Vales. At the other end, Brittany Taylor tries to beat the third quarter buzzer, but does not. Gave it a shot, though.
It's off the back of the rim.
Absolutely. Arundel up 64-48 after 3. Fourth quarter, Alex McGuire this time playing playmaker to Janae Butler.
Janae Butler for Arundel, 22 points and 7 rebounds. Anna Baker of Arundel added 15. Janae Brownlee with 8 points for the Wildcats.
And Arundel celebrates an 87-64 win, third state crown for Coach Lee Rogers. And if you notice on the back of the T-shirts, it says, stay with this just a hair, or maybe not. Mission accomplished, as you see Lee Rogers. There they are. Mission accomplished. Arundel gets it done.
Yeah, Arundel finishes 26-2. Woodlawn 25-3. You talk about mission accomplished. Give Woodlawn credit. 2002 they lost in the semis. 2003 they lost in the final. Thought this year would be their year, sort of climbing the ladder.
Absolutely.
Give them credit. That's a great run of 3 years for that Woodlawn
Dwayne Burris did a great job with that team.
Definitely. Saturday at the Comcast Center, number 3 Dunbar took on Allegheny in the state Class 1A boys basketball championship. Some Poets were trying to win their 9th state title since joining the state association 12 years ago. The Poets were on a roll with 14 straight wins this season.
Yeah, you think the Poets were ready? How about their fans? Still, Eric Lee's Poets down 10 after the first quarter, but by the third quarter, they were in command. Number 3, Camonte Griffin with the little ball fake and layup.
Camonte Griffin led the way for Dunbar with 14 points, 3 Poets in double figures.
Allegheny had major trouble with Dunbar's pressure. Barry Jennifer to steal, long pass to Camonte Griffin, and the route is on, and all Ted Irish, the coach at Allegheny, could do was watch and admire the Poets up 47-31 after 3. But, Sam, they were down 10, as I said, as you see Nathan Irby hit a shot right here.
Yeah, Nathan Irby, 10 points. Dante Blanton Holcomb, 13 points for the Poets.
They held Allegheny to 2 points in the second quarter, and then just blast them. Craig Singletary added 8. Dunbar wins 68-43, the ninth state championship for that guy, Eric Lee and his Poets, the 9th since 1993. Later, Eric Lee talked about the Poets ignoring the talk that they couldn't get it done this year.
Some of the kids at the beginning of the year heard a lot of doubters, and we told them, hey, let's play through it, and when we win the championship, then we can just look back on a season that's very successful.
Hats off to that guy, Eric Lee. Played for Coach Bob Wade, and Bob was handing him the trophy, and Eric does the same. Boy, 9 since 93. That is impressive.
They have dominated. Man. I mean, they were expected to dominate when they got in the state association. They haven't disappointed one bit.
No doubt.
Yeah, okay, in Saturday State Class 3A championship, number 10 Douglas took on a Gwen Park program that had won 10 state titles overall, but none in 4 trips to the state finals in the last 5 years. Douglas won its first state title in 2002 with a perfect season under Coach Rodney Cofield.
Douglas's band and the school's fans well represented at Comcast Center on Saturday as Rodney Cofield's club. Rodney, of course, also played for Coach Bob Wade in high school. Played a very dangerous Gwynbark team with as much tradition as any in the state. But Douglas came out with the long ball. Number 31, Jermaine Bolden with 3.
Jermaine Bolden, 11 points, 5 of them in the first half. Point guard Devin Morris added 9 points for the Ducks.
Other side, Troy Smith just inside the three-point line.
Troy Smith, 30 points, 10 rebounds. We're going to talk more about his heroics later on. Trey Love added 15 points, 9 rebounds for the Ducks.
And here is Trey Love. Little turnaround, Douglas by 5 early. But Gwynn Park, coached so well by Steve Matthews, as Sam said, 10-time state champion, and they have some talent. Number 10, Corey Allman with the drive. Gwynn Park with the first quarter lead. Later, Robert Spencer feeds number 32, Marcus Ashton, and he shows you his skill on the baseline.
Marcus Ashton led Gwynn Park with 16. Corey Allman added 12 points.
But Rodney Cofield's Ducks get the job done. The game goes 2 overtimes. Troy Smith will miss the shot. Jermaine Bolden with the putback, but Sam, take it from there.
Yeah, Troy Smith tied it with 3.8 seconds left in the second overtime, tied at 65, then hit the free throw. Tyler Smith beat Gwynn Park for a Class 3A title in 2002. His brother is the Smith you see here.
Yeah, Douglas wins 66-65 in 2 overtimes, and with that, we will take a break and say, come on back.
With today's low interest rates, there's never been a better time to come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. If you're buying or refinancing a home, no one makes it easier than the professionals at Baltimore County Savings Bank. We offer a variety of flexible mortgage plans designed for every need. Call today or log on to baltcosavings.com to check today's low rates. You'll get more from your home when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. FDIC insured, equal housing lender.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move, or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Over 8 million drivers feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values. There's great deals on Toyota's full line of SUVs, like RAV4, the most gas-efficient SUV in its class. There's award-winning Highlanders and go-anywhere 4Runners, both with available third-row seating, or get an 8-passenger Sequoia. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary qualities, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
That's it for this week's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Little Mermaids. They deserve a good meal. Like the Shrimp Lovers Buffet at Golden Corral. 10 kinds of shrimp, butterflied shrimp, grilled shrimp kebabs, shrimp Alfredo, and more. Friday and Saturday nights. Gold.
A crime spree so unspeakable even these detectives
Unreal.
are unprepared.
I still wake up in cold sweats.
New Blue, ABC Tuesday. Viewer discretion.
You are the photographer, you are the photo lab. With a new HP Pavilion desktop PC powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor. It comes with an HP PhotoSmart digital camera, HP all-in-one printer, and HP Image Zone software. The fun, easy way to organize, edit, and share your photos. All for just $5.99 after rebates. Call now, and for a limited time, double your memory. The future of photography is bright.
See you later, Doctor.
All right. Doctor, huh? Hey, what do you think? Fungus?
No, a weed. Very common this time of year. I recommend a custom blend of granular fertilizers with weed and insect controls.
At Lawn Doctor, our trained specialists focus on one thing: keeping your lawn healthy for life. So all you have to do is relax and enjoy it. Call 1-800-FOR-LAWN-DOCTOR today for a free service.
Watch Maryland Horse Breeders Thoroughbred Weekly, Sunday at 12 noon, only on ABC2.
Hello and welcome to the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis of the Sun, and my co-host is Keith Mills, sports anchor here at ABC2. This weekend may mark the official start of spring, but we're going to say goodbye to old man winter, at least old man winter sports, because it's still cold outside.
Still cold outside, but that's great news to hear that spring is here.
Yes.
It is also All-Star Weekend here on Replay. We'll look back at some of the best hoop matchups the winter, but first, your Toyota highlights for this week.
Yeah, on our Toyota highlights, we begin. Glen Burnie was the only Anne Arundel County boys team to make it to the state semifinals this year, and the Gophers lost in the state semifinals. But there was plenty of talent in the county this year, and it was on display Wednesday at Broadneck in the Anne Arundel County Boys All-Star Game, which featured the Hart Foundation versus the Capital Gazette team, with proceeds from the game benefited the Dick Hart Foundation, named after the late longtime Ann Arbor boys basketball coach.
Yeah, two Dick Hart proteges there. John Brady, the Silver Fox on the right. Ken Kazmarek, now the athletic director at Broadneck. And one of Kaz's proteges, Johnny Williams, the new coach at Broadneck, coaching the South All-Stars. Darrell Adams of Meade. Mike Francis of North County coaching the Hart Foundation North team. Impressive start to this game in warm-ups. That's Tavon Randall of Annapolis. And then watch Big Jimmy Ledsam of Severna Park. He gets a 10 from the crowd on this baby. And down he goes. That wasn't
a show before the game even starts.
As for the game, the North team in the white, number 32, Jesse Brooks, the crossover to Brandon Albert. Calvis DeBose with the putback.
Yeah, Calvis DeBose played at Meade. He scored 2 of his 8 points there. Jesse Brooks went to Archbishop Spalding, the Capital League tournament runner-up this past season.
Brandon Albert, the senior at Glen Burnie. Short hoop right here, huh? Tino Owens of Southern with the block. Still the North team
You're
led.
not supposed to play defense in all-star
That's right.
games.
They led by 4 at the half. Late first quarter, the South team. Jimmy Davidson kicks it out to number 44, Elliot DeVoe.
Elliot DeVoe from Annapolis. He's the son of Navy coach Don DeVoe, who just stepped down there. 13 points for the Capital team.
Earlier saw Jimmy Lepson of Severna Park. Here he is, slamming down the miss.
Jimmy Letson, plenty of college coaches on hand to see Letson play. He is still undecided on which college he's going to attend, though.
Great sequence here. Jesse Brooks beats his man with a wicked crossover. Letson with the block, and then at the other end, Tavon Randall will wait for his big guy, and he rams it down. 18 for the 6'8 senior. Still the North of the Hart Foundation. In white, in control. Dwayne Nelson to his high school teammate, Mitch Guest.
Yeah, a pair of Glen Burnie seniors here. Guest 8.7 assists in this game.
And a typical all-star game played coming up here. Jimmy Davidson of Broadneck. Tough shot. I mean, tough shot with a guy in his face. Other end, Mitch Guest to number 23, Calvis DeBose, and Sam, just a couple of guys from the North who played well.
Yeah, Kevin Barnes of Old Mill added 16 points for the North. Tavon Randall of Annapolis and Ledsam, they both led the South with 18 points.
Yeah, that was DeBose. Tough shot right there. But the MVP was the big guy, number 55, 6'7", Brandon Albert with the putback right here. He was a monster inside.
Yeah, led that Glen Burnie team to the state semifinals. Brandon Albert's headed to Virginia to play football. 19 points, 8 straight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the North team of the Dick Hart Foundation win 113-98. The first win for the North in 4 years.
Okay, in this year's state basketball tournament region finals, there were 3 matchups featuring Baltimore City boys teams against Baltimore County teams. The county won 2 of those matchups as Lansdowne beat Edmondson and Woodlawn beat Lake Clifton. Douglas beat Randallstown for the city's lone win. Friday, the city was looking for revenge as they took on the Baltimore County All-Stars at Woodlawn. The city had won the last 2 All-Star matchups.
Yeah, good crowd at Woodlawn High School, Western Baltimore County. Dunbar, fresh off a state championship. Coach Eric Lee coaching the city team. Doug Goff of Lansdowne and Eddie Green Sr. His son Eddie Jr. coaches Woodlawn. That's Eddie Sr. on the left. This game typical of an all-star game. Up and down, city all-stars in the blue. Camonte Griffin of Dunbar.
Camonte Griffin from the state 1A champion Dunbar. He led the city team with 26 points.
Other end, number 2, Jordan Brown of Woodlawn. Watch this play. Brown working on Griffin. This is what you call typical all-star basketball off the glass. Both teams trading baskets throughout. Baltimore County coming up the old give and go. Jason Good to Kerry Dugan, back to Jason Good.
Jason Good playing here before the home crowd at Woodlawn. He's headed to Maryland to play football. Had big 13 points in this game.
City answers. After the high five, number 15, Sean Brown of Southwestern. He pays for this. He gets over the defense, goes down hard. City by 2 at the half.
Nice move by Sean Brown of Southwestern, scored 10 points.
Yeah. Baltimore County Stars playing well behind number 1, Lance Fuller. First, the jumper off the dribble.
Lance Fuller of Woodlawn, the Class 4A, led them to the Class 4A Final Four, led the County Stars with 18 points in this game.
And then Lance off the drive. Nice kick to number 21, Carrie Dugan of Hereford. County led by as many as 24 points. And an entertaining play here. Watch Jordan Brown, the fake. Eventually, Chris Gilliam loses it. And Jermaine Bolden of Douglas, Joy Brown's teammate in high school, the Camonte Griffin with the basket right there.
Yeah, Griffin named the city's MVP for this game. His Dunbar teammate Barry Jennifer added 17 points.
County answers Jordan Brown to Barry Cornish.
Barry Cornish led Lansdowne to the state semifinals, led the county with 16 points in this game.
But in the end, Camonte Griffin and Jermaine Bolden proved the difference. Bolden pulls up and hits the 3. He had 13, and the city wins a nail-biter. Nail-biter, I tell you. 108 to 107.
Yeah, third straight win in that series for the city. Quick look at the boys basketball top 5. This is not the final top 5 because there's still 2 teams in action. Mount St. Joe and Spalding playing at the Alhambra tournament in Frostburg this weekend. Both lost in the first round Thursday. Friday, the consolation quarterfinals. Spalding won, St. Joe lost. Both teams played Saturday to close out their seasons. Check out BaltimoreSun.com or a copy of the Sun tomorrow and find out how they made out. Number 3, Dunbar won the 3A title. Douglas won the 3A the 1A title for Dunbar, 3A title for Douglas to finish it out. And Woodlawn, the state semifinalists, also there. Arundel carried the banner for Anne Arundel County girls basketball in this year's state tournament. The Wildcats were the only county girls team to make it to the state semifinals, and they went on to beat Woodlawn in the Class 4A title game. Wednesday, the rest of the County Stars were on display, helping make up the rosters for the Hart Foundation and the Capital Gazette teams in the County Girls All-Star Game at Broadneck.
Yeah, Broadneck's bassist Jim, also the site of the girls' game. Diane Casey, Broadneck's girls coach, in charge of the Capital South team, and that's Chuck Miller of Severn coaching the Hart Foundation North team. South in the blue, number 21, Frankie Waters of Annapolis.
Frankie Waters played for John Brady at Annapolis. He coaches both the girls and boys teams there.
Fourth quarter, North up 4. Great ball movement. Frankie Waters to Carly Hall to Mary Hammond of St. Mary's. It's 52-50 North. North in the dark with the lead here. Now, game tied at 55 late. Dominique Jennings plays for Dan Mangum at Glenburn. He taps it away. Brittany Owen back to Jennings.
Dominic Jennings, the All-County first-team performer, and she played like it in this game, led the North with 23 points.
She's also a proud mother. You guys had a great story on that a couple weeks ago. South answers. Number 44, Lindsay Shepard of South River, coast to coast.
Lindsay Shepard, also a county first-teamer. Her South River teammate, Teresa Sparks, was named the North MVP for this game.
10 seconds left. Severn's Jess Adams right here. Nails both free throws. It's 60-57 North. Now the South will get the ball to Lindsay Shepard. This for the tie. If it goes, we got overtime. Oh, just off the front of the rim. Looked like Maryland's shot yesterday, huh? DJ Strawberry, the Hart Foundation North team wins 60-57. So the Hart Foundation, in honor of that classy gentleman who coached Andover High School for many years, wins a boys and girls sweep.
Okay, in this year's Girls State Basketball Tournament Region Finals, there were 2 matchups of teams from Baltimore City versus teams from Baltimore County. The city won both those battles as Western beat Milford Mill and the city beat Lansdowne. Friday at Woodlawn, it was the county's chance to look for some revenge.
Yeah, Dwayne Burrows coached the Baltimore County team. He just led Woodlawn to the state Class 4A final. George Petrides, Wardell Selby, and an army of coaches. There's Donches Graham over there. City in the blue, number 4, Renee Jones. What a game she had. Nice drive. Nice game.
Renee Jones from Walbrook. Didn't hear much about that team this season, but she was named the MVP of this game with 19 points.
County led by a pair of Woodlawn seniors, Rhonda Shelley and number 3, Tierra Wild. He hits the 3 right there.
Yeah, Rhonda Shelley, you've heard that name plenty on this show. She was named the county's MVP for this game with 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals.
City answers here, number 23, Danielle Lewis of Carver.
Danielle Lewis, hey, it's my school.
Hey.
He scored 6 for the city. Eric Turnbull of Poly added 17 points and 6 rebounds.
The county answers, number 12, Ashley Bowers of Overley. This is a tough shot off the move.
Nice ball handling there, too.
Yeah, County girls down 20, cut the lead to 11, but the city girls answered every run. Big play right here. They kick it out to Beth Sloat. The senior from Western High hits the 3, and City wins the girls' all-star game 79-61. So for a sweep for the city and a sweep for the North and Anne Arundel County.
We're going to look now at the final girls top 5 of the girls basketball top 20. No teams in action last week. You see the state Class 4A champ Arundel finishes atop the poll with IAAMA conference champ St. Francis finishing number 2. IAAMA runner-up Roland Park at number 3, and state 4A runner-up Woodlawn, and state semifinalist Western rounding out the top 5 of the final girls top 5 of the top 20 basketball poll. Still much more to come here on the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. Up next, we're going to meet our athletes of the week, so stick around.
Brought to you by your Toyota dealer, where 17 different models mean more choice and better value. Get the feeling. Toyota.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
Now's the time for great deals on Corolla. It's the biggest, best-equipped Corolla ever. Gets great gas mileage, and now it's America's top-selling compact car. Get a great deal on Matrix or take home a luxurious Avalon. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
There's a hospital in Maryland where in 1920, doctors first showed the world surgery could be performed on the heart. A hospital whose pioneering excellence continues today, with doctors developing advanced videoscopic procedures to reduce pain and recovery time. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Over 8 million drivers feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move. Or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Now it's time to meet this week's Athletes of the Week. This week's Female Athlete of the Week is Anna Baker of Arundel. Last week, Anna ran an offense that tied the record for most points in a state tournament game. That offense led the Wildcats to victory over Woodlawn for the Class 4A state final. Anna also contributed 15 points, 9 assists, and 4 steals to that victory. This week's Male Athlete of the Week is Troy Smith of Douglas. Last week, Troy led his team to the Class 3A championship over Gwynn Park. Not only did he score the winning basket with seconds left in double overtime, but he had a double-double and was 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Congratulations to Anna and Troy, and welcome to Replay.
Hey.
All right, great. We got both juniors and both state champions, so you got a lot in common here. Anna, let's start with you, and let's go back and talk about the Woodlawn game. 15 points, 9 assists, 4 steals. You guys beat Woodlawn 87-64. They were ranked. You were ranked number 1 at the time. I think they were like number 3. Nobody expected that game to be a rout in the manner that it was. Talk to us a little bit about the game and your play in that game and how you played so well.
Well, in the beginning, we came out strong. We went on a 29-8 run on the first quarter. We just came play a lot of defense, and our offense was there. We was 11 for 14 from the field.
Yeah, 11 for 14 from the field against a very quick Woodlawn team, a team that had pretty much run away. And we're taking a look at some highlights from that game now. But Woodlawn had pretty much run away from every team that played in Baltimore County this season, and even in the state playoffs to some degree. What did you guys do as a team to slow them down?
Well, we just wanted to keep running and play hard defense on them and get a lot of our offense from their turnovers. So we got a lot of offense from there.
Okay, let's talk about the Arundel team this season. Last season, you guys lost in the state semifinals to Churchill. You returned 7 players from that team, including 2 starters, yourself and Alex McGuire. At what point during this season did you guys realize, hey, we're good enough to win a state championship?
We came out first practice saying that. We had 4 goals. We wanted to win in season, counties, regions, and states, and we made all 4 of those goals.
I talked about Alex McGuire a minute ago. She earlier was on our show earlier this year as an Athlete of the Week. In fact, she was on the same week that she set the record to become the new Arundel all-time leading scorer. How's it been playing with her the last couple of seasons?
It's been great. I've played with her since we were in Little League. Playing with her in high school is just the same. We know how each other plays. I give her a lot of assists. and she got a lot of points.
Okay. Anna, now you're on to spring sports. You're going to be running track. Unfortunately, you couldn't do it, during the indoor season because you're playing basketball. You've been on a couple of teams that are relay teams that have won region and county championships. How does your track performance help your basketball?
Track, I run mid-distance, and it gives me a lot of endurance during the basketball games. I play a lot, and it just gives me a lot of energy.
Yeah, because as a point guard, you're really getting up and down the court quite a bit, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and on to you, Troy, and let's talk about Douglas and their state title. You totaled 45 points in the semifinals and the state final. 30 of those points in the championship game against Gwynn Park, including a free throw with 3.8 seconds left at the end of a three-point play to win the game. Talk to us about that free throw and what was going through your head when it's like, hey, the state championship is on the line. It's like you're a kid, you're in the backyard, you imagine, I'm going to win the state championship with one free throw, and you really got to experience that. What was it like for you?
I just was thinking, get the ball, hurry up and get to the free throw line, take the shot, because if you study a basket, study a shot, you're going to miss. So I was trying to get there and take a shot, and hopefully, and I made it.
Okay. The same question I asked Anna about the Douglas team. Let's talk about your team. You guys, 2002, Douglas won a state championship. You reloaded a little bit in 2003. You're back in 2004, won another state championship. At what point during this season did this Douglas team say, you know what, we've got enough to win a state championship here?
You know, we started saying when we first started practice that we wanted to win, but I think that it came to us when we played Maryville, the first playoff game, when we decided that all we needed was 5 games. All the games before that didn't count, and we had to go 5-0, and we took it one game at a time.
And in that Maryville game, you had 37 points, and as we mentioned earlier, 30 points in the championship game at Gwynn Park. We're watching some highlights right now of you guys from this season. Troy, 37 points against Maryville, 30 points against Gwynn Park in a championship game. Seems like in the postseason that you just really, you really just started to step up as an offensive force for that team. Do you feel like you really needed to score to carry that team to a championship?
I mean, I knew I needed to put up some baskets so I can be a threat on the floor. And as long as I rebounded and played defense, we can win games, because I knew I was going to get my points because I get rebounds and put it back. So I knew I was going to get my points, but I had to do everything else to help us win games.
Okay. In 2002, you were able to watch your brother when they won, when your brother Tyler, who's now at DePaul, when they won a state championship, when that Douglas team won a state championship. You were there to see it, and you witnessed it. Tell us what you took from the experience of watching him do it and now, applying it to what you did this season.
It was like I seen him receive a lot of attention from a lot of coaches, scouts, and stuff like that, and I wanted that same attention, so I had to work hard, and the championship gets you attention, so that's what I did. I set on forth winning the championship.
You're a junior, you're back next season. This Douglas team, you think you have the potential to repeat as state champs?
I think so, as long as we work hard, and the people that we lost, we can fill them for them, and they work just as hard. We probably can go 28-0.
And Ann, I'll ask you the same question. I believe Alex is a junior also, right?
Yes, sir.
So Alex is back, you're back. You guys have got the nucleus, to put together a pretty good team for next season. Another state championship? You want to make a prediction here and now?
Yes, sir. I think we're going to win. We have everybody coming back.
All right, great. Anna, Troy, thank you both for being here on Replay. I really appreciate it. Congratulations to you both on winning your state championships. Look forward to keeping up with you next season. Stay with us. We'll be right back with highlights from the Winter Hoops season.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values. There's great deals on Toyota's full line of SUVs, like RAV4, the most gas-efficient SUV in its class. There's award-winning Highlanders and Go-Anywhere 4Runners, both with available third-row seating, or get an 8-passenger Sequoia. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
People from all over America come to a hospital in Maryland to leave dialysis behind. A hospital where caring surgeons and nurses have led the world's most successful live donor kidney transplant program to a remarkable success rate. A hospital where videoscopic surgery allows loved ones and friends to donate easily and walk out in just a day or two. Who's leading the way to this new medical tomorrow? University of Maryland Medicine.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values. Values like Toyota Camry. It's America's #1 new car choice. Everyone is loaded with standard features, gets great gas mileage, and now there's great deals on thousands of Camrys. Check out the all-new Solara, too. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
Tired of waiting in line? Then start banking online with Baltimore County Savings Bank. Visit baltcosavings.com, click the online banking link, and start paying bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more, all from the convenience of your home, 24 hours a day. No checks to write, stamps to buy, or lines to wait in. So stop banking in line and start banking online when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank, FDIC insured.
In this week's For the Record, we honor the Poets of Dunbar. Dunbar's Class 1A Boys Basketball Championship this year is the Poets' 9th state title in the sport. That puts Dunbar in a tie for second most in state history with Montgomery Blair. Congratulations to Dunbar Boys Basketball. The school with the most state basketball titles is Gwynn Park of Prince George's County. Gwynn Park won 10 championships, the last one coming in 1988, but they didn't win one this year because Douglas knocked them off.
Exactly right.
That's right. Yeah.
Good point.
Okay, we want to take you back a week ago, Wednesday. 94 of the area's premier student athletes were honored at the 41st Scholar Athlete Banquet.
Hey, yours truly honored to be a part of this event. A crowd of over 1,200, making it the largest in the country. The East winner, David Galbraith of North Hartford High School, a two-way standout first-team all-county defensive tackle. David ranks number 32 in his senior class. He's a National Honor Society member. Earl Chapman Jr. of Dunbar was the central winner. A team captain, he ranks 8th in his class of 194, also a member of the Dunbar basketball team.
Okay, yeah, and Josh Rudder of Francis Scott Key was named the West Region winner. Josh played linebacker and fullback and was named Carroll County's Defensive Player of the Year. He's a top 10% student and a member of the National Honor Society student. Timothy Fair of Broadneck is the South Region winner. Tim is ranked 7th in the senior class of 444 students. He's a first-team all-county performer and a distinguished scholar, Matt winner.
And the North Region winner, grand prize winner, Andrew Behrens of St. Paul's, ranked number 1 in his senior class, first-team all-B conference linebacker. He's also a yearbook editor. Hats off to all 94 scholar athletes.
Yeah, great. All right, it's March Madness from Mount St. Joe versus Spalding to South River versus Arundel. We've had an explosive season on the hardwood.
But before we kick off the spring season, here on Replay, we'd like to look back at some of the top plays from the hoop season.
Another three by Rudy Gay.
South River ties Stacy Hunt, 55 all. Hits the three. Chandrea Jones did it all. The drive and foul right here.
Rudy Gay with a two-handed slam.
Unconscious. Keeps his poise and scores.
When you're good, you get bounces like that.
Watch Will Thomas with the rebound. Number 21, Rudy Gay, slams home the rebound. Nice job, and I want to compliment all the photographers and editors that did a fabulous job putting together some of the best highlights I've ever seen at the high school level. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this.
With today's low interest rates, there's never been a better time to come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. If you're buying or refinancing a home, no one makes it easier than the professionals at Baltimore County Savings Bank. We offer a variety of flexible mortgage plans designed for every need. Call today or log on to baltcosavings.com to check today's low rates. You'll get more from your home when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. FDIC insured, equal housing lender.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move. Or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
With round-the-clock service, you'll feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
You're gonna like the values on Toyota trucks. There's great deals now on full-size Tundras, including V8s and all-new double cabs. Maybe you'd like a great deal on any tough Tacoma, including extra cabs and double cabs. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
Tis the season for high school all-star games. One of the best will include big number 52 in white right here, Will Thomas of St. Joe. The Charm City Classic will be played on April 4th at the Towson Center.
Thomas led St. Joe to the Catholic League Championship. He'll play for a Baltimore area team against a group of U.S. standouts that will include Mike Gist, a 6'7" senior from Good Counsel, who is headed to the University of Maryland. It will also include Greg Manning, the son of Greg Manning Jr., the son of former Maryland guard Greg Manning. Okay, we may be headed for the outdoors and for spring in the outdoors, but we ask you to join us next week for a special winter feature.
Yeah, he's a positive influence to his players and students, and his story will inspire you. Tune in next week to meet this very special coach. Give you a hint. He's from Haverty, Chris.
All right. For game schedules, athlete of the week profiles, and anything else you want to know about high school sports, just check out the Sun's new website, BaltimoreSun.com.
Yeah, and if you have a sports question on your mind, all you have to do is email us at replay@BaltimoreSun.com, and we will answer any of your questions. And Sam, ending the winter, beginning the spring.
Right.
You guys had a great preview earlier this week. And
we talked about BaltimoreSun.com. One of the things you can find on BaltimoreSun.com, Friday, the spring preview came out. We got spring previews for every sport. You're looking at the really nice cover there. We've got
Kevin Huntley of Calvert Hall.
That's
right. A first-team All-State pre-season picked by the Maryland coaches. And then you have Stevie Clevenger on the left right there. He's an all-Metro shortstop at the Mount St. Joe. He's already signed to college, so you'll see some of the best of the best already in your preseason preview.
Good stories, top 15 polls for boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, baseball, softball, boys and girls track and field, and some tennis. Okay, that's it for this week's edition of the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. Thanks for joining us. From my partner Keith Mills, I'm Sam Davis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week when we will kick off our coverage of spring sports. Have a great week of sports.
Yeah, before we say goodbye, I want to say one good thing. Thanks to everybody down at the Hart Foundation High School Basketball All-Star Game. Of course, Coach Dick Hart, coached for 30 years at Andover High School, was a mentor and a friend to a lot of boys and girls in that community, and we thank everyone down there. Have a great week. See you, everybody.
With Peter Jennings, Jesus and Paul, the Word and the Witness.
The fastest growing news in Baltimore. ABC 2 News. Weeknights at 5, 5:30, and 6. More breaking news coverage. More investigations. More severe weather power. We are Baltimore's fastest growing news. ABC 2 News works for you.
If you suspect an injury caused by medical negligence, call 1-800-MALPRACTICE. Birth injury? 1-800-MALPRACTICE. Cancer misdiagnosis? 1-800-MALPRACTICE. Nursing home negligence? 1-800-MALPRACTICE. Hospital injuries? 1-800-MALPRACTICE. Call Science Kirk and Miles at 1-800-MALPRACTICE for your free consultation. Let's talk about it. Because if you have a phone, you have a lawyer. Science Kirk and Miles.
Storm Center forecasts from the most powerful radar in Maryland. Live conditions in your neighborhood on the only local weather net. Complete traffic updates. Don't just begin your day. Be ready for it. ABC2 News. Good morning, Maryland.
Get $3,000 guaranteed trade now at Bob Bell Pre-Owned Outlets, East Point and Bel Air.
Hello and welcome to the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis of the Sun. With me, my co-host, Keith Mills, sports anchor here at ABC2. Keith, welcome to another edition of Replay, and we are officially in the spring,
yes,
right? Feels like spring.
And weather broke earlier this week, and that means some good things, including some baseball and softball. We head out to the Diamonds for some great baseball and softball, but first, our Toyota highlights.
Yeah, okay. We begin with lacrosse on Friday at Boys Latin. It was a showdown of Washington versus Baltimore as number 5 Boys Latin hosted DeMatha, the defending Washington Catholic Athletic Conference champions, and a team coach Dick Long said may be the school's best ever.
So did Bobby Shriver after this game. Bobby, a longtime coach at BL. DeMatha's coaching staff includes the big guy with red hair, Scott Morrison, former Andover High School grad, works for head coach Dick Long. Great game, first quarter, BL in white. Tad Stanwyck to Chris Reed to Peter LaPaglia.
Yeah, 3 assists and 1 goal for Chris Reed, Boys Latin's only goal for number 17, Peter LaPaglia.
DeMatha with some firepower of their own. Number 11, Danny Gallagher ties it at 3.
Yeah, Danny Gallagher, his 2 older brothers, Matt and Andy, both played at UMBC, and this is the start of a big day for Danny Gallagher.
Second quarter, number 32, Chris Bowen of Boys Latin versus Taylor Claggett. Beats him. Great effort, ends in a 4-3 BL lead.
Yeah, Chris Bowen, just a sophomore, led Boys Latin in this game with 3 goals.
He earned that one. Let me tell you, DeMatha, though, scores 2 straight to take the lead. Number 11, again, Danny Gallagher working on the long stick right there. 4 goals for Gallagher. DeMatha leads 5-4 with 8 minutes left in the half. And, Sam, both goalies tremendous. DeMatha's Scott Matthews with a shot, but Charles Flecker, number 5, with a big save and outlet here for BL.
Yeah, Charles Flecker, BL, made 20 saves. Alex Hammer stopped 12 shots for the Stags.
And here's one of them, Chris Reed. Alex Hammer gets the hammer, I guess you'd say. And then right before the half, after this beautiful outlet pass, check out Colin Benko in the breakaway. Goal, right? Charles Flecker takes the save. It kept the score tied at 5-4. Boys Latin would later score to take the lead. Seconds left. Number 14, Davey Malaria slips. Number 1, Tad Stanwyck scoops up the loose ball, goes behind the goal, and beats Alex Hammer.
Yeah, Tad Stanwyck, a familiar name. His 2 oldest sisters, both All-Americans at Georgetown. He had 1 goal and 1 assist in this game.
6-5 Boys Latin at the half. Third quarter, strange play here. Chris Reed's harsh shot. The referee says goal, even though Alex Hammer has the ball in his stick behind the net.
Yeah, but he is right on top of the play. It could have went through the net, but he stands by his call. That goal is good.
Yeah, Dick Long not happy with that. 8-5, his team down, but BL. Chris Boland to David Bronfine right there.
David Bronfine did not score until late in the third quarter, but scored 2 of the biggest goals of the game.
It was 9-8. DeMatha ties it. Richard Fox, Sean Calabrese to Paul Rabel.
Yeah, Rabel 1 goal and 1 assist in this game for DeMatha. The Stags here on a 4-1 run.
20 seconds later, again, David Bronfine in on goal and scores, and that would be the game winner. 10-9, Boys Latin with 2:22 left. The defense does the rest, and Boys Latin celebrates a well-earned, hard-earned 10-9 win.
All right, more boys lacrosse. Over the last 4 seasons, Delaney has won 4 state titles and compiled a 61-8 record overall, 57-1 against public school opponents, including wins in their last 42 straight against public schools. Tuesday, the Lions opened at Catonsville with just 1 starter back from last season.
Yeah, Sam said this game played at Catonsville High School. Fans bundled up on a cold, cold night. Gary Scriver's Delaney Lions, defending state champs, and lost, as Sam said, all but 1 starter. Comets in white take advantage of that youth. First quarter, Carl Oswald to Eric Guernsey. The old give and go back to Oswald.
Yeah, works in basketball, works in lacrosse. 2 goals for Carl Oswald, 3 assists for Eric Guernsey.
Comets up 2-0. Delaney rips off 4 in a row. Neil Barthelm to number 12, Justin Horsman.
Yeah, Justin Lions attack balance there. Justin Horson, 1 goal and 1 assist. Neil Bartholomew, 3 goals and 2 assists.
4-2 Delaney, Catonsville right back. Eric Guernsey again to number 13, Luke Anderson. It's 4-3 Delaney, 7:52 left in the first half. Next possession, Delaney, number 16, Will Engel, stopped by Mac Afelt, the Catonsville goalie. Big play there.
One of 9 saves from Matt Afelt. Justin Woodford stopped 13 saves for the Lions.
Little scrum right there. Coach Matt Ames's comments very much in this game. Delaney scores 2 goals, though, in 22 seconds. The second goal, Justin Horsman to number 17, Ryan Hoff.
Yeah, talk about a big first half. Ryan Hoff scored 5 of his 6 goals in the first 2 quarters of this game.
Delaney ended the first half outscoring the Comets 4-1. Matt Lafferty to Will Engerhart. Great shot. You saw it upper right-hand corner. Delaney up 9-5 at the half. Third quarter, the Comets refused to give in. Eric Guernsey, great fake by number 3, and then the goal right there.
Yeah, Eric Guernsey, 3 goals to go along with his 3 assists. But then the Lions defense, Eric Buckhead, Jeff Breeding, and Carl Grun, they shut the door on the Comets.
Yeah, Lions end the game scoring 4 in a row. Matt Lafferty to Ryan Hoff. Lafferty with 2 goals and 2 assists. He's the only returning starter, and Delaney wins 13-6. 43rd straight win over a public school
That's unbelievable.
Man, that's
We're going to
incredible.
take a look right here at the top 5 of the boys' top 15 lacrosse poll. Only 1 loss among that top 5 as Landon beat number 3 St. Mary's. Top-ranked Calvert Hall and number 5 Boys Latin. They both go 2-0, while number 2 Loyola and number 4 Gilman each get in 1 game and each get 1 win. All right, top-ranked Notre Dame Preps girls lacrosse team was supposed to open its season Friday at number 3 Mount Hebron in a much-anticipated matchup. That game was postponed because 11% of the student body at Mount Hebron, including 7 lacrosse players, missed school because of illness. Saturday, NDP opened at home against unranked Mercy.
Yeah, the game featured some high-powered offense from Notre Dame in the white. Elizabeth Whipple to Jamie Hansen. She gets hammered and earns the penalty shot. She scores for a 6-4 lead.
Good balance for NDP. Jamie Hansen, one of 7 different scores for head coach Mary Bartell.
Yeah, see Mary right there later. Notre Dame on the attack again. Jamie Hansen to Molly Ford. She gets fouled, and then she passes it out front to Charlene Morin, and boy, sticks flying all over the place. There's Charlene with the ball, and that sets up a penalty shot. Molly Ford would hit it, and it's 7-4 Notre Dame. But Jennifer Gray's Mercy Club does not quit. And later on, late in the game, Hope Davis scores. But all this does, Sam, is kind of keep the game a little closer than it was.
Yeah, Christian Welke, 2 goals for Mercy. Davis, Carr, and Coheap each had 1 goal for Mercy. Notre Dame Prep wins 7-5. And we're going to take a look now at the top 5 of our girls lacrosse top 15 poll. Good first week for the top 5 in the top 15 girls lacrosse poll, as no one suffered a loss. Number 5, Savannah Park with the best week, going 3-0. Number 2, Roland Park goes 2-0, and the rest go 1-0. Big game on Monday to watch out for. Number 1, Notre Dame Prep hosts number 2, Roland Park at 3:45 p.m. You going to go watch that?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Still much more to come on the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. Up next, our athletes of the week, so stick around.
Brought to you by your Toyota dealer, where 17 different models mean more choice and better value. Get the feeling, Toyota.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
Values like Toyota Camry. It's America's #1 new car choice. Every one is loaded with standard features, gets great gas mileage, and now there's great deals on thousands of Camrys. Check out the all-new Solara, too. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
At the University of Maryland Medical Center, acclaimed neurologists and neurosurgeons are treating advanced Parkinson's disease with a revolutionary new procedure. In the operating room of the future, surgeons will navigate the deepest regions of the brain to provide major symptom relief with minimum side effects. Soon it will happen here, where the future of medicine is just around the corner. University of Maryland Medicine, the miracle of it all.
Round-the-clock service, you'll feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the Sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move. Or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Now it's time to meet this week's Athletes of the Week. This week's female athlete of the week is Renee Jones of Walbrook. Last week, Renee scored a game-high 19 points to lead the City All-Stars over the Baltimore County All-Stars in their annual matchup. Renee finished her career at Walbrook with over 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. This week's male athlete of the week is Nathan Irby of Dunbar. Nathan, who is also a football standout, led his team to the state class 1A basketball championship for the season. Nathan averaged 12 points, 5 assists, and 6 steals. Congratulations to Renee, and congratulations to Nathan, and welcome to Replay.
Hi.
Renee, we're going to start with you, and let's talk about your performance in that All-Star game at Woodlawn where the city beat the county. You scored a game-high 19 points, which was no big surprise for you. All season, you averaged about 25 points a game, one of the area's leading scorers. Talk to us a little bit about your performance in that All-Star game and what you were trying to accomplish going into that game.
Well, Coach Patrice and Coach Shelby told us to play team ball, and we knew the county was going to try to throw all types of defensive strategies at us, especially to stop me, and as you can see, they couldn't, so.
And that's something you dealt with all season against a lot of the teams you played against, just coming up with these gimmick defenses to try to slow you down, right? Let's talk a little bit about your season. All-Met first team of this year. 2 times you scored 45 points in 2 different games. You scored a total of 1,399 points for your career, 1,049 rebounds. But most people probably don't know you. Does that bother you at all that you're not maybe a household name as some of the other players because the Walbrook teams you played on haven't been, ranked as highly?
Not really, because when people see me play, they be like, "Yeah, she's nice. I ain't never see her." So they go around city talking about it, like,
okay.
Yeah.
So once they see you, word of mouth starts to spread, right? Let's talk about the Walbrook team this year a little bit. 15-10 record. You guys lost in the state region semifinals to a Westminster team by 5 points. Had a pretty good season, played a pretty good game. And you say you were a bit surprised at the success you guys had, considering other than yourself, it was a pretty inexperienced team, right?
Yeah, our team, we had a very young team. I was it was 2, Victoria Green and me were the only 2 starters back from last year, and it was like on our shoulders to carry the team.
Right.
And we took it as far as we could. 15-10, you see, we made it to the regional semifinals against Westminster.
Okay.
We played hard in that game and intense, and we just fell short.
Okay, great. Renee, thanks a lot. Nathan, on to you, and let's talk about Dunbar basketball. You guys beat Allegheny 68-43 in the state championship, a game where you scored 10 points and you had 4 assists, 9th state title in the last 12 years for Dunbar. It's sort of commonplace at Dunbar to win state titles. Talk to us about the pressure of being a Dunbar basketball player and having to come home with a state title every year.
Well, Dunbar is known for good basketball players, so we step on the court knowing that we have a reputation to carry on our shoulders, knowing that if we don't win city or might win state, that our Dunbar fouls will be kind of disappointing in us.
Right. Let's talk to us about the goals that your team set this season. I know you said you guys won the state championship, but that wasn't the only goal, and you set goals and you reached each other. Tell us about that and how this young team, again, you had, sort of like Renee's team, your team was young also.
Well, we set 4 goals. One was to come together as a player, as a team. The second one was to win our conference. The third was to win the city and then go on to win states. And we strive for one practice at a time, one game at a time, and we put it all together.
Okay. Nathan, you also played football for Dunbar, led them to the state semifinals back in the fall, over 1,800 yards rushing, 19 touchdowns. You were a first-team All-Metro pick in football, first-team All-Metro pick in basketball. I don't believe that's happened since the late 1978s with Calvin Maddox at Dunbar. Which is your favorite sport?
Football right now.
Football? That's where you want to go. You're a junior, so you got some time to think about it, right?
Yeah.
All right, Nathan, Renee, congratulations to both of you, and thank you for being here on Replay.
Thanks.
Okay, on the spot this week is Sun High School sports reporter Lem Satterfield, who tells us about one of the teams to watch this spring.
The Lady coach Gary Schreiber has hinted at retirement for each of the last 4 years. And in each of those last 4 years, he's won a state title, an unprecedented 4 consecutive. Well, Gary's back for his 25th year, and will this be his last? We may not know. What we do know is that he's got an incredible 57 games that he's won in the last 58 games against public school teams. Let's see how he goes from here on out.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
You're gonna like the values on Toyota trucks. There's great deals now on full-size Tundras, including V8s and all-new double cabs. Maybe you'd like a great deal on any tough Tacoma, including extra cabs and double cabs. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection and values. Hey, what's not to like?
This is the operating room of the future at the University of Maryland Medical Center, where renowned surgeons are working with leading technology companies to bring medicine into the 21st century. Here, the largest of heart surgeries are being performed through the smallest of holes. Doctors are performing cardiac microsurgeries once thought impossible. And it's all happening here, where the future of medicine is just around the corner. University of Maryland Medicine, the miracle of it all.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values.
What I like about you.
Now's the time for great deals on Corolla. It's the biggest, best-equipped Corolla ever. Gets great gas mileage, and now it's America's top-selling compact car. Get a great deal on Matrix or take home a luxurious Avalon. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection and values. Hey, what's not to like?
With today's low interest rates, there's never been a better time to come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank for a fixed-rate home equity loan, for a line of credit, pay off high-interest credit cards, make home improvements, or pay for college tuition. Baltimore County Savings Bank makes the application and settlement for your home equity loan quick and easy. Call or visit baltcosavings.com for today's low rates. You'll get more from your home when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. FDIC insured, equal housing lender.
Devon Williams is becoming a regular in our For the Record segment. The freshman runner added another laurel to her growing resume at the National Scholastic Indoor Championships in New York a couple of weeks ago. Devon recorded the fastest time in the nation among high school girls in a victory in the 800-meter race. Her winning time was almost 2 seconds faster than the previous best time recorded by Latavia Thomas of West Catholic High in Pennsylvania. Congratulations again to Towson Catholics, Devon Williams.
Big things expected for her. That's a great story. Now, this fall, he led his football team to a winning season, although his basketball season may have been another story. But Coach Johnny Brooks of Havre de Grace continues to inspire the athletes that he coaches.
Johnny Brooks believes the best way to lead is by example. It's a motto he illustrates as a teacher and a coach. Mr. Brooks is the head varsity football and basketball coach at Havre de Grace High School, where he also serves as a U.S. history teacher. And though it may seem like two different ends of the court, Coach Brooks says the two aren't that different.
Actually, the practices are similar to like doing a lesson. Basically do the same thing, tell the kids what you expect them to do in practice, let them know what we're going to do. Same as in classroom, you know, you have the objectives on the board and you let them know what we're going to do in class and you just go from there.
Coach Brooks has a lot to be proud of. He turned around a varsity football program that went from 13 to 37 members in 5 years. He credits this to hard work and dedication.
Our success has grown basically just from, you know, because we just got park and rec around here, so basically the kids that I have never played football before, so we had to take our losses. I attribute it to the kids who went out there when I only had a few kids and took those losses and kept the program afloat until we really got enough numbers so that we could be successful.
From that success, he built a large fan base, but that doesn't affect the young coach, whose biggest fan is no longer there to cheer for him, his son.
Everything I do is basically about him because he was a major part of my life.
The stuff that happened to his son, because a lot of people would have just given up everything after that. He's not just a coach, you know what I'm saying? More like a friend.
Coach Brooks led his team to victory on the field, but his success on the court is the opposite. The Warriors struggled and were below 500 on the season, but that doesn't keep Coach Brooks from being an encouraging guide.
Basically just tells us to keep our heads up, even if we're down by 10, down by 15. He just says keep playing hard, keep working hard, because if you keep working hard, you might be able to get yourself back into the game.
Whatever the future holds for Coach Brooks, one thing's for sure. He's already proven himself to be a great leader to his students, his athletes, and his community. Erica Wortham, Replay Sun High School Sports.
Great story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a guy, lost his son, could have given up, not mess with any kids anymore. Come back. He's adopted a whole bunch of other kids at that school. He's doing a great job there.
Yes, indeed. Back to some highlights, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Take
That's right. Back to our highlights, and it didn't take long for the area's two top baseball teams to hook up this season. Monday at Calvert Hall, the top-ranked Cardinals hosted number 2 Severna Park, defending state class 3A champions.
Yeah, this game played at Calvert Hall's McManus Field. Lou Eckrell's Cars ranked number 1. Severna Park ranked number 2, defending class 3A state champs under Coach Jim McCandless. Second inning, 1-0 Severna Park. This is the big bat of Tim Sexton, drives one to left field. That scores a run, and that ties the game at 1 against Chris Crum, the starting pitcher from Severna Park, who would get even later with his bat. Falcons did get 2 runs right back. Top of the third, Tim Sexton pitching, Brandon House hitting, 2-run home run.
Brandon House, the Falcons' first baseman, 2 hits in this game, 3 runs batted in. Big shot there.
Boy, that would turn this game around in a hurry. Man, 3-2 Severna Park. In the fourth, they get 2 more. Here's Chris Crum. That scores Dean Samuel and Andrew Ferris coming around hard to the plate.
Good day for Chris Crum. He started on the mound for Severna Park. Also 3 for 4 at the plate, a double and 3 RBIs.
Yeah, Andrew Ferris's dad, Dave, tremendous player years ago at Northeast High School. 5-3 Falcons in the 6th. Severna Park takes a 7-3 lead. Justin Ide rips one. Mike Kelly scores. It's 7-3 Severna Park in the 6th. Now, it was 8-3 in the 6th. Calvert Hall, Scott Krieger. Brand new ball game. Actually, that tied the game. Grand slam home run evens the count at 8.
Yeah, he cranked it. That slam came after Mike Newton drew a bases loaded walk to cut the lead to 4 runs.
Oh, man, Scott Krieger, brand new ball game. But Severna Park answers in the top of the 7th. Chris Crum again. This time he singles. Dean Crum scores, and that kind of wins it for Severna Park.
Dean Samuel started the inning with a bunt single. Andrew First and sacrificed him the second, and you saw there score the winning run.
Severna Park wins 9-8. Now, Lee Schwarzenberg's Cardinal Gibbons Club knocked off Calvert Hall on Friday, so Hall down 2 already, early gone.
That's right. Take a look at the top 5 of the top 15 baseball poll. Tough week for Calvert Hall. They go 1-2. Severna Park goes 2-0. 2-0. Also, number 5 Chesapeake goes 2-0. Look for Severna Park to move to that number 1 spot. Number 3 St. Paul's had a great week on 3-0. And number 5 Old Mill lost its only game of the week. On the softball Wednesday at Glenelg, the Gladiators got a chance to measure themselves against a team from the area's best softball league. Number 3 Severna Park, the defending state 3A champion, traveled to Howard County to meet the defending county champs and state 2A semifinalists from last season.
How about Severna Park last year? Boys and girls, both state champs. Sunshine at Severna Park. The 3rd-ranked Falcons took on Glenelg, and the Falcons start quickly against Glenelg starter Stephanie Sims. Kristen Wudowitz with a base hit here, and number 4 Katie Purcell scores 1-0 Falcons, and I may have butchered her name.
Hey, I'm going to do the same thing. Started a big day for Kristen Wudowitz. 3 hits, 2 runs batted in.
Kristen from here on out. 3-0 Severna Park after 1. Falcons second. Kristen again. But watch Amanda Yanilovich make the nice catch, throw a strike to Elizabeth Pennyman, and she tags out Sarah Metzger. Great play, keeps the game at 3-0. Outstanding play from the Glenelg second baseman and third baseman as Elizabeth takes a hit right there at third.
Tough girl, hung in there, though.
Absolutely. Severna Park third. Falcons busted open. Sarah Metzger rips to short. Aaron O'Keefe will score. That's a shot. And it's 5-0 Falcons.
Yeah, Aaron O'Keefe doing the catching for the Falcons on this day. One of 7 Severna Park hits on the days. Glenelg had 6 errors in this game.
And Severna Park fourth, he had 2 more. Kayla Jenkins rips, and Kristen scores again. Kristen's everywhere. It's 7-0.
Kayla Jenkins, 3 hits, 2 runs driven in. She scored 2 and also pitched a 3-hit shutout.
And this is the last out of the game, a strikeout to end the game. 9-0 Severna Park, and the Falcons open defense of that state championship impressively.
Yeah, good job by Severna Park there. And we're going to take a look at the top 5 of the top 15 of the girls softball poll and how they did this week. You see top-ranked North County, they go 2-0. Number 2 Chesapeake went 1-0. But the rest of the top 5 of the top 15 all suffered at least 1 loss. Severna Park went 2-1 with wins over Glenelg and South River. Number 4 North Carroll also went 2-1 with wins over Key and Winters Mill lost to South Carroll in there. Number 5 Delaney lost its only game of the week to IND.
Some final thoughts when we come back. Stay with us. Sam and I will be right back.
A new car, a new home, or even a new beginning. At Baltimore County Savings Bank, we can help you make it happen. With today's low interest rates, now is the time to come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. Whether it's a car, boat, home improvement, or home equity line of credit, Baltimore County Savings Bank makes the application and settlement for your loan quick and easy. Call us or visit baltcosavings.com for today's low rates. Baltimore County Savings Bank, FDIC insured, equal housing lender.
If you want to get the most out of life, you need a good sun-filled weekend. When you call for convenient weekend home delivery of the sun, your weekend starts on Thursday, so you can plan ahead with our live entertainment section. Then all weekend long, you won't miss a thing. Spend time with home and family. Fly high with the Ravens. Shop till you drop. Make a great career move, or just a move. So call today and start enjoying sun-filled weekends with the Baltimore Sun at a great price, delivered right to your door.
Over 8 million drivers feel really good riding with Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Now's the time to get great Toyota values. There's great deals on Toyota's full line of SUVs, like RAV4, the most gas-efficient SUV in its class. There's award-winning Highlanders and Go-Anywhere 4Runners, both with available third-row seating, or get an 8-passenger Sequoia. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide sales event with legendary quality, incredible selection, and values. Hey, what's not to like?
For game schedules, athlete of the week profiles, and anything else you want to know about high school sports, just check out the Sun's website under its new name, BaltimoreSun.com.
Yeah, you see it right there, BaltimoreSun.com. If you have a sports question on your mind, all you have to do is email us at replay@BaltimoreSun.com. This time next week, Sam will be talking a little bit about the big Charm City All-Star basketball game at the Towson Center. Once again, the guys who put that together have brought in a who's who of local players from around this region.
Yeah, basketball season not quite over around here yet.
Never ends.
No, you got some big names. A couple of guys that took their teams to the state semifinals. Lance Fuller, great player at Woodlawn, also good football player. Mitch Guess of Glen Burnie, great three-point shooter. He's going to be in the game. Will Thomas, All-Metro Player of the Year from Mount St. Joe, led them to the Catholic League Championship. He'll be there, along with Leon Williams of Gibbons, who keyed his team's run to the top in the Catholic League and the Catholic League this season, and also the MIAA conference.
Yeah, a couple of national players coming in. James Gist from Good Counsel, he's going to head to Maryland. Greg Manning Jr., remember his father, outstanding player at Maryland. And some of the alumni in this game, Jared Jack for Georgia Tech, Akina Beckway for Maryland, and Josh Boone, who is taking his team to the Final Four, or playing in the Final Four with the University of Connecticut. So
a lot
big going on.
One other basketball thing coming up next week. McDonald's All-America game. Gibbons coach Bob Flynn coaching.
Yes.
Spalding star Rudy Gay playing out in Oklahoma.
Basketball season never ends. It just goes endlessly round the clock. That's going to be all for us. Thanks to you for watching, and thanks to everyone on our staff for this week's edition of the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. On behalf of Sam, I'm Keith Mills. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody.
This week at Wells.
10 feet from the cup, and he wins on the 5th extra hole. That's all for me. Thanks to everyone for watching. Stay tuned to the Replay Sun High School Sports Show coming up next.
The fastest growing news in Baltimore is ABC 2 News. Weeknights at 5, 5:30, and 6. Now with anchor Del Walters. More breaking news coverage, more investigations, more severe weather power. It's no wonder more of you are watching. Mary Beth Marsden and Del Walters at 5. Brian Wood and Denise Dory at 5:30. Mary Beth Marsden and Brian Wood at 6. Come see why we are Baltimore's fastest growing news. ABC 2 News works for you.
Her backyard is a mountain. Her front yard, a beach. Her
Her hospitality, second to none. Your whole family will love her. And she invites you to stay as long as you like. Meet Virginia. Whether you just need a break or you're looking for ways to bring the entire family closer together, let Virginia show you the way. For a free Virginia is for Lovers travel guide and the vacation your whole family deserves, call today.
No matter which color Ford Escape you choose, they all come standard with a trip to the most colorful place on Earth, the U.S. Virgin Islands. During Ford's Great Escape, get a 5-day, 4-night trip for two, hotel accommodations, and airfare on U.S. Airways. Plus, get $1,500 cash back when you buy a new Ford Escape by April 30th.
Golf Digest is going to cure your slice now and for free.
And that's a guarantee.
Introducing the breakthrough video, Cure Your Slice Now, and it's free with your paid subscription to Golf Digest magazine. In this video, top PGA instructor Chuck Cook shows you the 7 key phases of the swing and gives you his proven method for better control and longer, straighter drives. And here's our guarantee. If Golf Digest and Cure Your Slice Now doesn't cure your slice and improve your game, cancel and keep the video free.
Golf Digest is your source for golf.
Every month in Golf Digest, you get easy-to-follow tips and instruction from the best teachers and players in golf. Information on the top equipment, the best places to play, thought-provoking commentary. You also get this removable Pocket Tips booklet. Call now. Use your credit card and get your first risk-free issue, Pocket Tips booklet and video free. You get 11 more issues for only $19.77. If your game doesn't improve, cancel and keep the video, booklet, and magazine free.
So call 800-306-1616. That's 800-306-1616. Call now.
Do you have a great idea for a new product? Every year, literally, billions of dollars are spent on products new to the market, and this could be your year. Advent Product Development can help. Advent Product Development specializes in marketing new ideas and inventions, and we're interested in talking to you. If your idea qualifies, we can patent or trademark it for you and take it to market. Or we can create a TV infomercial and sell your product directly to the public.
Don't let your idea slip away. Call 888-347-7856 for your free inventor's kit. Call now.
Get $3,000 guaranteed trade now at Bob Bell Pre-Owned Outlets, East Point and Bel Air.
Hello and welcome to the Replay Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis of the Sun, and my co-host is Keith Mills, sports anchor here at ABC2. We hope everyone enjoyed their spring break. Let's get into gear and finish off the rest of this exciting spring season.
Rain, rain, go away.
Yeah, I think we did it.
Finally, it went away. It rained, but it didn't slow us down one bit. We picked up some of the area's best action once the rain stopped on Thursday. We'll recap last night's Jordan Cap Classic, but first, your Toyota highlights.
Yeah, with our Toyota highlights, we're going to begin with one of two huge boys lacrosse matchups on Friday. The first featured number 6 Boys Latin taking on top-ranking host Gilman in a MIAA conference matchup. Boys Latin came in at 7-1, while Gilman was unbeaten at 8-0.
Yeah, this game was played at Gilman on an absolutely picture-perfect day. Crowd and that young guy into it. Bobby Shriver's Boys Latin Lakers came out smoking. First quarter, BL in red. David Bronfine to Chris Bolin. 5-1 BL at the half.
Chris Bolin, younger brother of Johns Hopkins All-American Kevin Bolin, involved in 8 Boys Latin goals on the day.
Man, Dave Allen's Greyhounds battle back in the second half. Gilman, Zach Goldberg to number 22, Scott Tompkins.
Solid game for Zach Goldberg, 2 goals and 1 assist.
5-4 at this point. Big sequence here in the third quarter. BL's Rocco Romero. Shot stopped by Grant Zimmerman. Number 2, Connor Larkin coming around with the left hand and a rebound goal right there.
Solid game for Connor Larkin for the Lakers with 2 goals and 1 assist.
Other end, Gilman comes down. Charles Flecker with a big save for BL.
Charles Flecker, good game in the goal, 12 saves for Boys Latin. Grant Zimmerman, good job for Gilman with 9 saves.
Gilman cut it to 8-7. Again, BL answers. Davey Malera to Chris Bolin again. 8-6 Boys Latin, early fourth quarter. Bolin doing it all. It was 9-6. Gilman made one more run. Zach Goldberg to Scott Tompkins to number 8, Will Bradley.
Yeah, Scott Tompkins and Will Bradley, 2 goals each for Gilman in this game.
That sets up an interesting finish, but Boys Latin finished strong. Watch Kevin Boland make the feed right in front to Alan Becker. Boland, 4 goals and 4 assists. His brother had a big game against Maryland on Saturday night. I think he topped it. BL wins 11-8.
Yeah, both teams now 8-1 on the season. We're going to go to another key matchup in the MIAA Conference matchup Friday. Number 5, Mount McDonough hosted number 2, Loyola. McDonough has been one of the area's busiest teams this season, coming in with 16 games and a 14-2 record, while Loyola came in with just 6 games and a 5-1 record.
Yeah, this game also played on Friday at McDonough, where Jake Reed's Eagles, always tough to beat. Jake, former All-American goalie at the University of Maryland. Jack Crawford, the coach at Loyola. His Dons 5-1, coming in ranked number 2 and playing like it. Loyola in the blue. Andrew Bear, watch him. He waits, and he finally scores.
Yeah, Andrew Bear, 4 goals and 3 assists. 3 assists, Dons with 4 extra man goals on the day.
Here's one of Baird's assists. Number 17 to number 12, Emery's Darrell. Past Joe Pike of McDonough. Loyola up 6-3 with 5 minutes left in the half. Now McDonough cuts that margin by a goal here. Remember Andrew Baird who waited? Well, Collins Carey does the same thing.
Collins Carey, 3 goals for McDonough. Jeremy Sieverts had 4 assists for the Eagles.
Loyola up 7-4 at the half. Third quarter, it was 8-6. Andrew Baird to Brendan Smith to Steve O'Brien.
Brendan Smith, 4 goals and 2 assists in this game.
Yeah, big play there by number 10 just to keep his footing. Third quarter, it was 10-7 Loyola. Number 20, Rory Sanborn with a left-handed bullet. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 10-8 Loyola, but the Dons score 3 goals in the first minute and a half of the fourth. Ben Rubior to Andrew Baird right there.
Yeah, Ben Rubior, 3 goals. Chris Antol, 11 saves for Loyola.
Dons win 14-11 and could be this week's number 1 ranked team.